Go Team Raxis!
Okay, it looks like the stream is up. I don't know how
Mecha
the...
Pufflesworth! Mecha Pufflesworth!
Oh god, that would be amazing.
You haven't even got normal Pufflesworth working. But yes, today a fresh session of Rescue at Raxis. It has a whole party here. Sadly. Last time. Well, Brader, you were here for the whole thing. What happened last time?
I was.
Sure you were. Go on.
Um, there was a lot of drinking, a lot of partying, and then I went home.
That is exactly what
Nothing else
happened for
happened.
Malgurn during the entire session. But for the rest of the
Yep.
party, they were on a job to go into the dank, horrible, slime-coated sewers and try to interrupt the flushing out of a bunch of bandits. They cocked that up. The bandits got away completely, and they were left fighting off two Ochias that had taken up residence in the sewers. Carrion eaters, huge masses of sweaty flesh with big, powerful tendrils. Nasty things. But hey, killed them, shown the proof, headed home after finding their beloved fighter and his, well, and his furious cat.
That is a very unhappy cat.
Yeah. That's the kind of anger that can only come from one cat interacting with another. But yes, it was Malgurn and Megrin, and can't remember her name now, but I think she's Karen's voice actor, or stage actor.
Yeah.
Just lounging around, getting drunk, pissing in a fountain. And then they returned home to the relief of the druid Adagun, who had been waiting for a few hours. He has a job for them. He's insistent about that job. But, you know, the morning's yours. The sun has risen. Malgurn, you and Megrun wake up in the same corner of a room. There's a lot of biceps around each other. It's cozy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like having
So
a
many
very
biceps.
large, solid teddy bear.
Reminds me of the metal ones my dad would make me.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, you guys
I
just
would say his daddy spoiled you because he always made him out of soft metal, like gold.
No, only if he had a daughter. And for the rest of you, morning has arisen as well. Although you guys aren't feeling the strange dullness to the senses that is afflicting Malgurn and Megrun, because they supped a wine that was beyond exquisite, literally to die for. And the bottle's empty now.
And we're not dead! Woo!
Yep. Meanwhile, Cornelius and Siegfried, you two feel like you're dead. As you rise out of bed, you are both feeling pretty horrible. You're looking at the wounds that still slightly reside on you from the Uches. And man, they are red and sore. Also, the two of you have lost 3 HP permanently from your max.
Oh god.
Ow.
Well, not permanently, correction, but it's reduced from your max HP. You are both still poisoned, too. So, that's a good morning for you guys.
Luckily, I am resistant to such things, weaklings. I drink poison for breakfast, literally.
Well, more importantly, you weren't in the fight.
Oh yeah, that too. Can
Right,
help.
I'm going to go and see the helpful cleric. Zazu!
Yeah, I was coming.
Yes, friend, what can I help with today?
Have you got anything for poison?
I
Yeah,
have
Matt.
these wonderful herbs that you smoke in a pipe.
Yeah, you imagine if you rub those in a wound, it might poison them.
I have these mushrooms, they're totally poisonous. You want to try them?
No, I don't want to get more poisoned. I want to get less poisoned.
That could be a problem. I can do something for physical wounds, but I don't have anything to help with poison. I don't think. I'm pretty sure cure wounds won't.
The cure wounds doesn't help with that one, no.
Just out of curiosity, Mr. and Mrs. Brader, do you have a television going in the background?
Oh shit, sorry.
Yeah, she does.
I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
There we go.
Thank you.
That's nice. Didn't know if you had a relative around who was watching it. Anyway,
No.
Just Rena forgetting to turn it off.
you could do a medicine roll, Zarzul, because it'll entertain me.
Okay. Medicine it is.
He has a point.
You think he's sick.
You
As a
really know
cleric,
he's sick. You just-
on the part-time, you're meant to help with this.
Yes.
It's a
I
tough
don't
one, though.
have any way. Yeah.
As you poke a scaly finger at the swollen area.
Yeah. I suggest washing the wound out with strong alcohol.
You also think lesser restoration might work.
Quite possible. I have to take a long rest and redo my spells.
Well, maybe the other healer can help you, Siegfried.
Meanwhile, I believe that the troop is walked down to inform that Cornelius is currently in bed going, oh.
Yes, he had also conjured a bucket just in case. He runs in, drops the bucket, runs back out, comes back with a hot wash rag put over your head.
Don't forget the foot massage.
I mean, you still feel like you can get up and move around, it's just you're not feeling great.
Yeah, also, I'm a nobleman, so I'm feeling like death. So it's basically just all dramatically going, oh.
Yes, you realize this is what the pores must feel like and how horrible your fall has been. To catch the illness of a common person.
I'm sick from the filth.
Okay. We can work with this. We can work with this. Rain. Do you have the poison curing type magic thing? Maybe.
Yes.
I think two of our party members might be a little on the ill side from the encounter yesterday. They may have been poisoned worse than we thought.
Oh, let me head on over there. I can do something about that. So, assuming Siegfried's right there, he'd be my first one.
Yeah, Siegfried was probably on the way along with Zarzul.
So I just go and I do that to him, and then. Alright, where's the other one?
Probably upstairs.
Yeah, Droop leads you right up. Very excitedly, he's worried. Siegfried, you feel a hell of a lot better as you look down at the wounds and just see the swelling go down. I mean, there's still the marks from where this fucking thing managed to maul you, but it feels better. That's the key thing.
When I get over to Cornelius, I look him over and I just kind of go, next time maybe you shouldn't get bitten by the sludge dog.
Why are you like this?
I just kind of shrug and then I fix him up.
Why?
Yes, as she blames you for getting ambushed by a monster that no one had any idea was existing at the time.
They're having a marital spat.
As always, yes. She needs him to do better. He needs her to do her job.
Yep.
So there goes 2 spell slots on Lesser Restoration to get the party back up.
Yep.
You guys regain those HP. Well, you've got them back to your max, but you don't have them. But hey, you feel a lot better and the itching has gone down. And as you settle down, you've got your nice fancy table, your assortment of chairs, your basic cutlery, and Droop. Well, he's doing his best, but at the moment it is basically porridge with various few fruits. Just something to fill a hole, get you fueled for the day, and you've got a plan what to do with your day. Adagoon said he'd be back in a few hours. But despite his insistence, it was up to you guys whether to take him up on his job offer.
Well, I'm assuming we're still planning on going.
Mhm.
Anyone?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good time for the rest of the party to chip in. As you just look at... Apparently they all just took a spoonful of porridge at the same time.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I'd like to go see the Azael Captain Karagrim before we go.
Sudden ray of frost. Oh no. Oh no.
It was too hot.
Trying to chill that orange juice.
The glass shatters.
Yes, I would like to see if I can go see Karagrim, the Azael Captain.
You also think Johan might want to know where you're going to be for the next few days?
That too. I do have to let my job know where I am. People are certainly welcome to come with if they want. I mean, Karagrim is the captain of the Azael Knights. It would be nice to meet him.
Well, I'll be
Everybody
busy
speak up at once.
getting the one spell done in the book before we leave.
I look to the rest of the group.
Mm.
As you notice, at the far end of the table, there are two incredibly burly types, one huge, one little. As Malgern and Megran are eating porridge from the same bowl. They don't notice. They're just wondering why is it going away so fast.
I'm like that dog that eats all the food and then wonders where the fuck the food went.
I'd be willing to accompany you.
Thank you.
I'd
I
be
was
willing
hoping
to.
Malgern would have liked to come, as it is a fellow dwarf.
What? What's going on? I'm done eating. What's going on?
Megran sways for a second and leans down right up against your ear and says, "She says other dwarf!"
And my head is now ringing, and I was like, "All right, I'm going."
Oh god, don't talk so loudly! My head is swimming!
I kind of get up, and I don't like hit him with the tosser, but I kind of just tap him on the shoulder. I was like, "Quit being a big baby." And
He
I walk
fucking
over to
topples.
Yeah, I walk over to Castalia. I was like, "Yeah, what is it? We gotta go see an elf about a dwarf. What?"
We're going to see the dwarf captain of the Azael Knights, Karagrim.
Oh, Captain. Yeah, I know him. Yeah, what do you want?
Oh, well, if you know him, then introduction should be quick.
Yeah, he's Captain. They don't fight the orcs. They're kind of wusses. It's not good. But yeah, let's go.
All
I
right.
need some entertainment.
Does he need another drink?
I already have one in my hand.
Always.
You look over, you'll notice I have a flask.
We don't know where it came from, but it's there.
But before leaving, I throw the flask back at Megran.
It hits him somewhere. He doesn't really
Yeah.
respond immediately.
Tink.
Also, there is a knock at the door. First, it's a knock on the front door. Then you hear some odd scrabbling. A few moments of quiet pass, and then you hear a knock at the back door. More frenzied.
I open the back door. Hello, friend.
I ready my
Hello, friend! And there's a kobold, dressed in a brown cloak and very fine butler attire.
God, now there's two of them.
There's
How
a
may
whole
I help you today, sir?
I don't... No. I'm here to give you money. Payment. Yes, you did things for us
Oh,
yesterday. And the great Lord Lazul Renenbach never forgets those who benefit him. So,
Good.
let me in. We mustn't be seen together.
Okay. I open the door wider.
He brings the cloak up slightly over his face, but his snout is still poking right past it. As he comes inside and dumps a big brown sack onto the table. Well, big by kobold standards. Here for you for preservation of kobold life. And remember that Lazul Renenbach always pays, but don't remember, you didn't affiliate with him. Don't share his name. And the first thing you see as you open up the bag are several gold coins that have Lazul's face printed on them.
I'm not even swayed by this. I'm still nudging Castalia. I was like, his voice is shrieking in my head and it's just hitting every nerve and I want to...
We're getting paid. We'll leave in just a moment.
And then he scrabbles out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, good sir, and pass on our compliment, thanks to your master, who is not involved in this in any sort of way whatsoever. Of course.
Who?
Exactly.
He just stands there looking at you with a slight tilt of his head. No, who?
Lord Redenblock. Redenblock.
Oh, yes, of course, the big boss, the big high cheese and all. Yes, now remember, shh,
Yeah.
shh.
Yeah, he wasn't involved in this whatsoever, of course.
Yes, he was, he paid you.
If anybody else asked, he wasn't involved.
Who would ask?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
I will. Goodbye. As he runs out, just closes the door. There's a fleeting glimpse of him as he just keeps running down the street. And inside the bag,
Hello.
there is 5 gold coins, although you don't know how legitimate they are because they've got Lazul's face on them. But as you peer into those, the rest is all gemstones. So it's time to open up the treasure, I suppose.
I perk up as I see
Yep.
gemstones out the corner of my eye because that's
I've almost got
that's
it
my
up
jam.
for
Yep.
treasury. I've lost.
I don't know if anybody's going to
There it is.
say
I'm an
anything about
idiot.
me not helping, but yes.
There are 15 little egg-cut jades. Each of those is worth 100. Gold, I mean. There
Wait,
is...
hang on.
Yep.
And how much did you say there were?
There were 5 of them.
Oh, okay. I thought you said there were
5.
50 of them.
Yeah, I heard 15, so that's why I was like, hold on.
No, just 5.
Okay.
There is one huge... What's the word for it? Agate? Agate? I think it's agate.
Yeah. Again.
Yeah. It is huge, and to Siegfried's eyes, he's had to value a lot of his shit. That could be 1,000 gold in of itself.
Well, now.
There's also a handful of little sort of square and diamond cuts, little blue sapphires and all. They're only worth 25 apiece, and you've got 7 of those.
So work pays well.
Yeah.
And a bundle of small diamonds. Altogether, 400 gold.
Now these are going to be useful for potentially resurrection, so that's going straight in.
Almost like that was the intention of throwing those in.
That's going to get split between us.
Of course, as you pull out this massive gem, you do have a moment and think, how the fuck could I sell this to anyone?
It doesn't matter. Zazul's sitting in the corner slightly shaking.
My hood.
Shinies.
Oh yes, everything has been polished to a high degree. There's some flaws in them, you know, we're not all high carat and all, but they are incredibly colorful and very shiny.
And this is the part where this is basically where Siegfried should go, oh, well, it's a gad. It's basically worthless. It's basically just glass. I know someone else. I know someone who is a glass blower or something.
Who, me? The honest one?
The one who doesn't say shit?
Yeah.
That's basically because you pointed out that Siegfried knew the value of an agate. Maybe if someone else wouldn't.
I'm assuming Cornelius would have an idea that it's real and worth money.
He might have the idea that it's real, but I mean, what would he know what it costs?
Yeah.
I have an inkling I would at least know that it was expensive.
Yeah, it is one hell of a piece.
Which actually, with values and such, brings me to another thought. We should probably figure out what we actually want to take with us on the trip and then leave some of it behind unless we want to fully stack the wagon once again.
Oh yeah, we don't need to take everything.
But
How
that
about we
also means-
hide what we want to keep here in the little sex dungeon? It's just a suggestion.
Yeah,
not a bad
I think that's a
suggestion.
good idea.
Alright, so you're gonna load up your chest and stick it down in Zarzal's sex dungeon.
Maybe it'd also be a good idea to ask the neighbor to keep an eye on the house while we're gone.
Well, I was gonna suggest if Droop stays to watch it, I could put an alarm down on the sex dungeon.
You do realize we're going to be away for at least a week from this town, right?
Yeah. That's why I'm worried though.
Droop will be fine.
No, I won't.
I'm not.
I won't.
Yeah, I'm not leaving Droop.
A week in the sex dungeon all by himself.
Probably like 4.
Maybe you can get Karen to stay and watch him.
Salzul's gonna pocket one of the Renenbach coins just out of interest more than anything else.
He is a handsome fellow in that. It's quite the engraving.
Well, it's also a sign that we have actually helped the dude.
Hmm.
So I don't expect too many of these coins lying around the place.
Oh, you're serious?
Yeah. Hey, who knows? It may turn out to be important to have. Probably not, though. Are the gold coins the size of a standard gold coin?
Yeah, they have the same sort of weight as well. It's just,
Okay.
you imagine if you took this to a dwarven community, they might consider it defaced.
Of course.
Just draw a little beard on the kobold, it'll be fine.
So, the fuck are you guys doing, huh?
I'm
Let's
going
hop to
with
the old city
Gastalia.
view.
I'm going to go report to my job and basically tell them where we're going to be for a couple of days. And then I'm going to go with my friends to go see Karagrim, the Azael captain.
As you swish on in, because I don't know if you changed out of this dancer outfit or not.
I have not. It is my adventuring outfit, and we are going adventuring.
Yeah. He does his best not to look at all, really. He's sort of focused more on the paperwork as he's passing around massive chunks of parchment that have all kinds of scorch marks on them. Right, gone a few days in. Okay,
Yeah.
no, it's alright, I can swing that. We actually got finished all the fucking work orders. I need to scrounge up some more. Yeah, alright. That's no bother then.
All right, take care of yourself.
Yeah, sure, remember, Forge will be open when you're back. I really doubt I'm gonna have anything better. So yeah, good hunting, Natalia.
Right. Thank you again.
Ah, shit, I should have called her Cast Iron. I was working on that nickname. Siegfried, are you gonna bother checking in on your boss?
I'll probably go and do one quick job and let him know that I'll be away for a few days.
That's heartbreaking, that. However, we'll let place get out. Come back when you're able to work. You get your silver, though. Unfortunately, the package is not for your address. It's not for you, and nor does it seep with any kind of fluid.
All good things.
All good things, yes. So, this is where you do things now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Khalid's going to go up and get that fireball into his spell book.
Yep, he's going upstairs to look for his book and get a burning sensation. Gotcha.
Am I right in my time frame that the armor for Wolfgang isn't ready yet?
Nah, you only put in the order yesterday, I think.
I figured as much.
Sure, just stand in front of him, you'll be fine. Also, Karen does finally emerge, but it's alongside Wolfgang, and the both of them have hair flattened on the same side. She makes a few simple nods, a few little, very meek goodbyes for how she was with Malgern and Migarin, and just sort of excuses herself and skips out. Wolfgang looks well rested.
Give Wolfgang a good brush and dealing to any knots in the hair.
The nice thing is, there's only a potential half of those knots right now.
Yeah.
So we have Malgern, Castalia, Rain, and Siegfried, still unaccounted for.
Alright.
I was
I'll
going.
head back to the house.
Yeah, I'm
seeing
going-
as
I'm just waiting outside while Castalia talks to her boss, but I'm going with her because we're going to the dwarf cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
Yeah.
My time with the boss is settled, so we're heading to go find Karagrim.
Alright, so
Okay.
3 of you are going.
Mm-hmm.
Siegfried, what about you? Just gonna kill a bit of time? Put the feet up for a bit?
well, I'm going to go and grab a bite to eat. Seeing as I earned a few silver.
Fair enough, at least you know one pub is not in service currently. But you're
Yeah.
happy you're able to spend that in any kind of eatery, even if the rotisserie chicken place in the market. But now we jump to the trio. You want to go meet a dwarf captain of the knights.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to do that?
Well, I would assume by going to the barracks, to ask a couple of the knights where he might be. Or I could have just asked Malgern, as he said he knew him.
I do suggest you ask Malgern.
Then that is what I do.
Alright, Malgern, you've never met him before in your life. You don't know why you said that. You were drunk and hungover. But now this devil is looking at you quite insistently. Politely. But what are you gonna do?
So he wasn't the, but he was out with the orcs and the. Oh, it's not the same.
You haven't even gotten to the orcs yet.
Oh.
You went to find yourself, but instead you took on a small little bit of patrol of a merc company, and then wound up pub crawling constantly and seeing a show every hour it was on.
Okay.
You've seen the Heroes of Van Dalen about 15 times now.
Yeah, I like that show. There's a guy named Maker, and he's like me. He wears a hat. Okay. I was a dwarf captain. Where would I be?
I think this translates to the fact that he doesn't actually know.
Hey! I'm not gonna let her know that. You can't hear this. It's in my brain.
It echoes, though.
Yeah, it does. It's very hollow. Okay. Do I know where like a watch post is, or the city watch?
You know the one in the in the East District. It's around about over here. That's
Okay.
Town Watch, of course. That's not the Knights.
Yeah, but that's where we're going. Okay. So I'm gonna take him around here, and
Yeah, resolutely, Malgern starts to march off in a direction, says it's this way.
I'm pointing with my tosser. He's this way.
He continues this bit of bravado through the craftsman's district, through the hustle and bustle, the busyness of the town.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have.
That's a pretty good
advantage.
deception.
Well, I'm pulling it off. I'm
Yeah.
totally pulling it off. I'm totally nailing this.
You two seem to be convinced, unless you want to question it, as he leads you across the entire spine of the city.
I'm going to assume he knows what he's talking about if he's acting like he does. I mean, it's a weird thing to lie about.
As you turn a
I
corner,
trust Malgern. I trust Malgern. For now.
That was your first mistake.
you turn the corner, you head up. You can see now the watch barracks. Quite a few blokes milling about. Some of them asleep against their spears. And quite a few freebooters like yourself and mercenaries just sort of lounging about, ready for the call.
She didn't tell me his name either, did she?
Yeah, she said
I've
Karagrim.
actually said the
Okay.
name a couple of times now.
Okay, so I did hear the name. Okay, I kind of go up to one of the ones that's like half asleep. Since I'm short, I kind of hit him on the torso. I'm like, hey, I'm looking for Calgrim. Is he here? He should be here. Put him down.
Hang on. Oh, fuck. You always that height?
You always that fat?
Yeah, it's a glandular thing.
Get Calgrim.
Callahan! Callahan, you here? I don't know if he got killed or not. Callahan! And along comes another dude. He looks about as rough as you do. It wasn't. It turns out it wasn't just you hitting the pubs multiple times that night. Who are
Do I
you?
recognize
I'm
him?
Callahan.
It's not a dwarf, is
No, it's a human.
it?
What are you calling me
No.
for?
No,
I don't
no.
fucking know. It's him who wants you.
No, dwarf. This is a human. This is the wrong guy.
Alright, fucking hang on. He gets down on his knees. Right, fine. I'm a dwarf. What do you want?
I'm looking at Castalia, questioning our life decisions at this point.
Okay. So, is he a city guard?
Yes.
Shit. Okay. Plan B. I'm deeply offended that he got down on his knees, but I kind of not gonna hit him.
He doesn't even have a beard. He's kind of fresh-faced looking.
Yeah. I was gonna go for non-lethal tossing, but no, if he's a city guard, I'm smarter than that, I think. I don't know. Keep it in the back of my mind. Shit.
We're looking for Karagrim, leader of the Azael Knights. Or captain. One of the captains of the Azael Knights.
Sorry, I've completely blanked there. You can tell he was looking at you, but he wasn't looking at your lips.
Yes, that's obvious.
And he's not stopping even after he's tried to ask, say it again or whatever.
Did you
I
leave?
need a hand here. Like, not that one of those yet. I can't stand up again. Someone help me up.
I go to offer him a hand up.
He is putting so much weight on you right now. But you're able to get him up unsteadily, and he's mainly leaning on a spear. Thank you, citizen. Probably. You look like one. What do your two friends want?
To
For
see
one-
Karagrim, a captain of the Azrael Knights.
If you want to talk to the knights, it's not us. I think I heard about him. Hang on. The Vulgar's snob quarter. That's where he'd be.
Hmm.
That's where most of them sort of ponce about, unless they're in the walls.
All right, thank you.
And as you turn around, no, leisure's all mine. Don't think I'm forgetting that for a while. So what the fuck did you call me over for? I told you, I fucking didn't. That was the dwarf thing that did it. Maybe it was just a big muscled halfling.
Well, now it's attempting to get into the noble's quarter.
Only we had that shell. I mean, what?
Do you even know about the sold shell?
No, he doesn't know it's missing.
No.
Rain, you've been up to the noble quarter gates, right? Have you asked them what they're looking for?
I haven't been up to the gates. I spend most of my time in the religious quarter. We were seeking out. Yeah, we went down to the other bits, but we haven't gone up there.
Hmm.
I think
Well,
Zarzel said he was going to, or Siegfried.
I tried the first day, but we didn't really get anywhere. Suppose we can always try again.
Well, I mean, we do have the heroes of Van Dalen.
I look to Malgern and go, that is true. We do have one of the heroes of Fandalen.
Such
we
as it
have-
is.
Several.
We have one presently with us.
Yeah.
The best one.
Well,
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Sasul actually also have a date today.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna pick out some of the interesting magic items we've got that we can get rid of and see if I can.
see how much
Get
how much
into
more you can sell.
Oh yeah,
well, I guess we're off to the noble quarter then. Or the gate, attempting to get into it.
Yeah, the gate is quite heavily guarded. There's a whole 5 different dudes in plate mail. Although they're all wearing white, not pink or blue.
Hmm.
Well, that makes sense. They're probably trying to do a separate group.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Do you happen to know where Karagrim, one of the captains of the Alzel Knight, might be?
One moment. There's a little bit of conferring between them. What is the nature of your request?
I wish to see him about in that he was at the gate performing duties one day. I am inquiring about a missing person.
Your name?
Castalia Vantanya.
Right. We'll give word to him.
Alright, thank you very much.
Where can you be reached?
Oh.
You're just able... If you say at the house,
Yeah, I'm gonna say at the house.
yeah, you're able to give the address. there's street signs and shit, but, you know, do you guys really need that sort of detail?
We probably should, but at the same time, I don't want to say that former brothel.
No, what you say, it's
That's
that
Count
returning
O'Malley.
brothel.
No.
Yep, there's a nod of a head. If he deems...
Thank you for your time.
And you, go well.
Well,
For once,
do
they
either
treated...
of you?
For one of the few times you were treated professionally.
Ah, it is nice. So, do either of you two have any business you need to perform in the city before we go?
No, not particularly. I think I've got just about everything.
I might stop and get another drink for the road home, but I'm fine.
Well, let's head back then. We don't want to keep Abagoon waiting.
So, Zarzul, what's your scheme right now?
Well, I'm going to ask whether it's okay for me to sell the chess set and possibly the shield with the illusion magic on it.
Rain currently has that strapped to her arm.
Oh, the shield. Okay.
Yeah, she's using the dirty shield.
Okay.
It just doesn't work for her. She's a filthy half-breed.
Did we ever actually identify the chessboard?
It wasn't... yeah, you did, actually.
Just got listed as magic, and I can't remember what.
Simple fact is that the pieces don't come off, really. They're attached to it.
Okay. They're basically
Magnetized. Might as
remain
well.
with it. Silver case with magic. What was that? I think.
Would have been nice if you guys took better notes.
I know.
Let's see, I might have that still in this one. Doo-ba-doo. There's quite a few things you can... Don't think the silver case was magical. I think it was just the beard care kit.
Okay.
There was the silver coin. Don't know if you still have that or not.
The many-sided coin.
Yep.
I think we sold that.
No, we didn't.
Okay, is it still on the list, is it?
Probably in one of our pockets.
Yep, 12-sided coin, yep. I'll ask Cornelius if it's okay to sell the chess set, the 12-sided coin. What was the troll figure?
Troll figure was, if you broke a piece off it, it would grow back.
Okay, maybe not that. But yeah,
Nice
I'm
to
going to
have.
ask. Possibly, it hangs around.
I had the rock.
Cornelius, is it okay if I try and sell this chess set and this coin? Showing the 12 side.
Sure. Just kind of waves them away while I'm sitting there writing the book.
Any idea of the
Only kind of
value
not.
before I head off?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure, very pretty today.
Excellent. Who else is still here?
There's Droop in the kitchen tidying up.
Probably not much of a help.
Siegfried might be back.
I guess I could be. It
Up to
shouldn't
you.
have taken me that long.
I mean, you were just getting a second breakfast for some reason.
Okay, can I roll anything to get an idea, to see if I have any idea what this is actually worth before I head out? Insight?
It's gonna be straight intelligence.
Arcana?
Intelligence.
Yeah, but that's an int roll, and I
Yeah.
don't have proficiency in it anyway.
Yeah, it'll be the same result then.
Yeah.
You know it's shiny.
Yep.
You know it's worth something to someone.
Womp womp ba ba.
You figure it's worth more than a couple of coins at least? Maybe? Possibly?
Okay.
This shit sells.
Yep. I'm hoping I see Siegfried on the way out so I can ask him.
The tragic thing is, you walk out the front while he walks in the back. No, you can meet him in passing if the two of you want to.
Yeah. Ah,
Sure.
Siegfried, you know the value of things. I'm trying to sell this. I'm going to try and sell this chess set and this 12-sided coin. Any idea of how much I should try for?
Okay. I'd have a better idea, wouldn't I?
You would, but you're still gonna need an intelligence roll. Because you can price sort of gems and jewelry. You've had to look for a lot of that from stuff that was confiscated.
Yeah.
Magic
Okay,
items, though, that's a
so-
different kettle. That's more guesswork involved. Pretty good. Do you figure the chess set, while it is nice, it is incomplete, but magical, but incomplete. That's the bigger issue. Because they're not going to be able to replace those pieces. You're figuring maybe it's going to be about 35 gold. As for the coin, it's a bit of a novelty. It's not really much to look at. You might manage to at least, like, a gold or two. Because it's interesting magic, but it's interesting to only, a real sort of niche collector. What was the other bit he was selling? Or was it just those two?
It was just
I was just thinking those two at the moment. Being sort of bits and pieces we don't really have a use for. Yeah. How the hell does a magic chess set that it doesn't release its pieces lose pieces? Oh well.
Well, the point is, if if you put the pieces down, turn around, it'll be a fix. But you could still take a piece off and throw it away.
Ah, okay.
It's travel chess.
Oh, it's not like they probably actually know how to play chess anyway. I don't, certainly.
You don't, but lots of people do. It's quite the common game. In fact, Cornelius actually has proficiency in it.
Mm-hmm. I have my own travel kit.
Siegfried, are there any other interesting knickknacks that we no longer require that might be of interest as a curiosity that you...
Just have a look.
Meanwhile, as the trio are walking back through the town, there is that muffled voice right in your pocket.
I pull it out to hear what it's saying.
You have died and reincarnated. What species of race would you like to be today?
I'll stick with the half elf.
Do we still have the mechanical snake?
Yep.
Yes.
That might be of interest to somebody. How much would that be worth?
With that score, it is intricate, although you don't really know what it's capable of is the issue. On the
Okay.
whole, you'd probably say a couple of 100 gold. Could go up and down depending on if it has much function to it. You've not really inspected it much. You just stared it dead in the eyes, terrified.
Fair enough. We'll hold on to that. The coin and the chess set I'll try for now. I'm going to head back up and see if I can find the flashy kobolds again. After making sure I'm nice and clean and presentable as I can be.
Alright, 5 hours later. You do find them at the market, although we're a bit more subdued this time. Mainly because, like, a few people are sort of reluctant to sell them currently. Because, you know, they want wares to go to multiple people, not just get all swapped up in one go. Plus, there only looks like there's about 2 or 3 of the ones in charge.
What's it doing?
Problem, Webgun?
Oh, it decided to put my notepad way off the side of the screen so I couldn't see it.
Yeah. So you have this little gaggle of them. And if you're just trying to fob it off, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I'm just. I think it was Ruby and Samantha. I have down as names. Whether that's right or wrong, I'm not too sure.
Oh, sounds like what I did last night.
We're not there.
I know, but I'm just thinking about Ruby and Samantha.
Yes, that was both of Megran's pectorals.
Hello, dear ladies. I have returned.
They turn on you like there was a sudden venomous snake appearing at their side. And then the butlers come forth as a wall.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Is there something you're pestering the ladies for?
Oh, as I mentioned yesterday, I would be coming by with magical knick-knack. Magical items of.
There's a few shared looks between them. One of them gives a nod. Very well. What do you have then?
Starters, I have this coin. It's of interest. Magical. It has 12 sides, if you can believe.
You take it away from you, and they start to flip it. And keep turning it. And turning it. This has 2 sides, but just a number goes up.
Are you sure?
Well, the face changes. But still only 2 sides.
There are 12 of them.
No, the number goes to 12, but it's still got 2 sides.
Still, interesting knick-knack. I also have this magical chess set. It's a traveling chess set. The pieces do not move unless the players actually move them. I say it's a problem with jostling.
That sounds like a normal chess set.
Yes. Board is knocked, the pieces don't move. I'm trying. Yeah.
He's not a natural salesman, is he?
No.
Nope.
And they inspect it and look it over, and then they just look at the missing pieces, and then look at you with narrowed eyes.
Next week,
Oh,
I'm fatly
well.
stupid. Zazul's chess.
You find the coin of a chess set back in your hands.
They're good.
Oh, poor little man. I kinda
He's
feel
the
bad for
fucking
him.
mechanical snake.
He doesn't know, though, if he opens it up, is it going to go for someone's throat?
Yep. Well, we know it's an assassin snake designed to kill one certain person. We haven't met that person yet.
You have, but Siegfried's not been alone with it yet.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Yeah, they look
Oh,
at you
well.
like the scum you probably are deep down and walk off to go buy more shit.
Fair enough. I head on back.
They were not impressed with your offerings.
I feel kind of bad for him for the first time in my life. He was legitimately trying.
You,
Mhm.
you did hear, though, but you did hear a few of the names. It was the Lady Opal and Gypsum.
Okay.
So, Zorzel returns without a bucket full of platinum coins this time.
He couldn't even afford the bucket.
And the other three have returned at last. You still got what you believe is an hour or two until Adagun shows up. Cornelius, you finally scrawled that spell in your spellbook.
Yeah.
It feels good to see it there.
After getting hit by it twice.
I guess there's nothing but sit and wait.
I mean, you've got a whole city ahead of you, around you. You've got party members you could converse with. There's a lot of things you could do, but you constantly choose not to.
You could be
well,
going
I
out
guess
there and
He might
buying
come
more
down with a
scrolls.
case of the poor.
I guess I could go to the bar nearby and start actually doing what I should have probably done a long time ago. Go up to the barkeep
And drink.
and ask if they had met with Coriolanus Kane.
As you say this name, the bartender gets a little smile on him. You're acquainted with the gentleman?
You could say that, yes.
You're not the first that's been asking for him.
How much has he been building up a debt?
Oh, well, he paid me, so I'm fine, but there's a few gents in the corner who aren't quite as pleased.
I look over to the so-called gentleman.
They look exactly like the company he always keeps.
Oh,
They are big, they are rough looking. It's amazing that he's probably managed to get money out of them at all. Whatever he did with them, it couldn't have been related to the actual card game. These men look like they play with an extra 80 cards in deck. Then you realize they're not all that dissimilar from Malgurn now that you look at them. You collecting for him?
not as such. But also, yes. You wouldn't happen to know where he's been known to frequent other places, would you?
Oh, well now, sir, that would be a bit of a breach of trust.
I slide over five gold coins.
They disappear one by his fingers into his palm. I heard most of the time he's dealing on the east side, you know. Not near the gate, but there's a little shady place called the Sump. Bit of a dive bar underground. Not a refined establishment like this as you look at the place that looks, at least, even though it doesn't, but it looks like it would just smell of piss. And this is the place classy. As where I've heard his name most cursed about.
Alright then. Well, thank you very much. And
We
I
sh-
leave the
Before you go, sir, little tip. Try to take him off at the kneecaps. Apparently, he's a bit quick on his feet.
Left foot, actually. That's usually the best point to go after, and then just leave.
If only Siegfried was with him.
Maybe Cornelia should take True Strike.
The greatest cantrip. Any follow-up?
No, at least now I have an idea of where he's at. Until next time, probably not gonna do deep investigation since we're close to leaving.
And yeah, as the rest of you take a little bit of time just to get yourselves prepped for another bit of travel, there's a scratching at the back door.
Can't help but notice you keep saying
I'll go
scratching.
to-
No.
I go to the back door, open it, and say, "Hello, friend."
And you see no friend until you look down and see a cat made of grass and leaves.
Yes, that is friend.
Hey, up.
You come in.
I will indeed. So, you're all agreed in doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somehow my Scottish got lost. Where is it? So, gonna lead you down to the harbour. We're gonna take a little boat across, through the fields, through the forest, keep heading south. Hey?
We're going with boat.
Yes.
Aye, well, if we do the Isle roads and all, it'll add an extra day or two to travel. If we just cut across the river, simple enough. Then we go through farmland, like I said, through the forest, and then to what's eating the heart of the forest. Alright, got your bags packed? Let's go.
Hang on just one moment. And I walk to the cottage and see the halfling is sitting there.
Yeah, the neighbour's puffing away at his pipe.
Yeah.
I
Good
think he's
morning,
actually an
sir.
elderly old man. It's your landlord if it's a halfling.
Oh, I thought you said this
Yeah.
dude was also a halfling.
Possibly a different neighbour.
I thought you said this guy was a halfling.
I think I've given him 3 names as well. He's not a very important character.
Someone should take better notes.
I do take a fuck ton of notes.
I think he's talking about us.
Yeah. Like, you don't even know where to send rent every month?
Oh, he comes to the door for it, and it's weekly.
Oof. Oof.
Oh yeah, that actually reminds me.
I'm having college program flashbacks.
That actually reminds me how long are we planning to be gone?
Don't know. Like I said, don't really know how deep we're going. Then there's whatever we meet along the way, delays. Could be a week
Speaking of,
forward and back.
speaking of, are you be joining us, or are you staying here at the city?
I'll be with you for most of it. There's a few things I want to follow up as well. Can I trust you to chop down a tree?
Yeah, I just suddenly realized that we're going to have to need to. Macron.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still here.
He pulls himself over on top of a table.
Say, you were saying that you basically just slept from place to place, right?
Don't let the husbands hear about that, though. Mind you, would never believe it. A guy with no legs getting off like that.
In any case, would you mind looking for after this place while we're gone?
Yeah, alright. I'll get Karen round as well. Maybe Frida. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's fine. And in case someone comes to ask for rent, and I kind of dump, I take see if I manage to get 400 gold out.
Nice.
You'll probably be asking for around 50 gold a week.
Yeah, alright.
I don't know how long we'll be going. This is just to be plenty of currency, and I fish out another 25. And here's a little for your trouble.
Very generous of you. I can see now you're a proper hero. Well, Godspeed, Kelvin.
Thanks.
Malgun, you better come back with some stories I can act in.
I will. Just don't knock the place over while I'm gone. It's very important to them, I guess.
I mean, I wish I had been here when the place was open before. I heard stories about this place. Apparently Frida worked in it.
So it might bring up memories.
But I'll tell you what. When I get back, I can tell you all about the frill and lace.
Ooh. Right. I will hold you to that. And I'll hold this down. I will look after your house. No worries. Big aces. And he puts big chunky thumbs up.
I return with one thumb.
He is struggling to stay upright currently. There's a wobble.
It doesn't
I mean,
fall
you
down.
do also only have 2 stumps, so...
Yeah, but they're big chunky ones. He does move around like he doesn't have knees, but he moves around at a fair pace.
He lost his knees and...
Well, he hasn't told you yet how he lost them.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
Yep. Alright then. So ready. As you see the cat rear back for a moment and sort of try to smack his paws together as if he's clapping.
And I just kind of look at Cornelius. I'm like, so right, where are we going? Because I don't know any of this.
No worries. Follow me. Try not to look up me arse. It's a cat thing. He turns around, starts walking out.
Oh, following cats already. I figured it would take a couple days before the weird shit started happening again, but okay, yeah, sure.
Is there a chance to grab a wandering page?
I mean, yeah, if someone's tore up a book, but yes.
No.
There's a squire
I
or two.
actual... Yeah. I pull one aside.
He is very
ask-
happy that you did.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. And I asked him if he could tell Tall Green Followleather or Robert Melwitz that Castalia is leaving the city for a week.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I place 5 silver into his hands.
Oh, man. Here was hoping she'd have a deal with me. Thank you. And he goes off in the direction of the east gates.
Well, I'm all set.
As he leads you through the craftsman's district, down to the south, onto the harbour. A few well... As he looks at the harbour master, there's a weird sort of reaction around as a bloke on a wooden tub, which could carry most of you. Well, all of you really. Plus a few extra, but only if they're sort of swimming. He gives a nod to the cat, and the cat nods back, and the people who are watching this look very confused. And a lot of stares at this cat that is made of foliage. You hop on to this small, chunky ferry. Along the waters, through the huge iron shod gate, as it keeps rising up from the arch, it is getting more and more horribly corroded and rusted and chunky and out of place. Before you're out onto the open waters, and it's quite nice. You can already see the land that you're heading to, directly to the south. But you're puttering along at not much of a pace. There's a few heavy oarsmen working at it. It's a nice little sea voyage. The air is very, very cold and sharp, though. It is still the depth of autumn. It's a bit blustery. There's no rain currently, but it's a bit of a bleak day as you look up to the sky. It's like the colours get washed out. And you're bobbing there for about 2 hours before you reach land. Might be a time for questions, maybe. Might be a time for thoughts or conversation. Or not.
So, so what exactly? So how would be the best way to deal with this infestation?
Aye, well,
Aye, perfect. Infestation? Oh, great.
Do you remember the little twig people?
they're human-sized too, you know.
What? They get bigger?
Yes, they get bigger.
I thought you'd fought them.
There's an infestation of them that we have to clean out.
By Moradin's beard. Jesus.
Anyways, they come from a gulfias tree, which is like a vampiric tree, but the nice thing is, it's still just a tree. You know, it sheds the seed, spreads the blights, and poisons the land, but as itself, it's just a tree. Big fucker, sturdy usually, but, I mean, they haven't had time. There's no way it's all that potent. It's also this main sort of mind for them, so you cut that off, they basically go feral, become a lot dumber, a lot easier to get a hold of. I've got a few little reports from the sparrows and whatnot. So basically, we're going to be heading sort of straight south. Forest is going to get a lot worse as we go along. Blights will be a lot more present. Might be other things too. They've told me they've seen some hoof stomps about.
Does the tree create more trees? Or does it require an outside source?
Excuse me for a moment.
Huh?
Excuse me.
Yep. Had to mute there for a second.
Ah.
Eventually it'll squeeze off a seed to become a new tree and all. Doesn't do that in the early days though. Like I said, they could have only had this thing growing for a few weeks. So we should be alright there. You just burn the shit out of that. You pull the roots up, you burn them as hard as you can. Or, you know, swing it about with that bit of grass stick to your thigh.
Alright.
Once that's done, well, they're going to be mindless, they're still going to be dangerous. And I don't know for sure, but if a blight lasts long enough, it might be a new tree. I don't know about that though. No one's really let something like this go that long. Or not, you know, live to tell about it anyway. But I've also heard there's a few horny heads running about there as well. Not like you, miss. Nah, I'm talking about the Alchemians and Northerns types.
Ah, yes.
Makes sense. You said you found seeds in them?
Yes, we did.
Aye, so they're spreading that, which, yeah, makes sense enough. That is a fucking blight, not history. That's also why I've got such an elevated position here, and he is looking the full smug cat. But also why there's about 2 others in the circle, and that's fucking it. The green sort of turned its back on Raxis after what they did up north. You know, we used to have centaurs run about here. Not anymore. Fucked off. We had a bunch of treants. Big, beautiful, healthy ones. They fucking stomped away. It was a long time leaving. I got to say goodbye to them for a month.
Is there any chance to renew relations?
Not while the kingdom's still like this, I suppose. Not while the North's still like that, but we can't fucking fix that shit. That was a bit from those book boys, that's what they did.
Book boys?
Aye, like
Wizards.
your friend there.
Yes, I figured it was wizards, but more like, was it a specific group of wizards?
Probably didn't know him myself. Wasn't around then.
Hmm.
All I know is, was it like 2 centuries or so? Like they got together, they planned to finish the war, and they fucking finished it. They finished the whole fucking kingdom and never seen anything like it. Like, you lot haven't seen alchemy yet, have you?
No.
No.
You've seen bones and all, like, undead shuffling about.
Too often.
Yes.
Aye. It's something to see, like, that done to a person, but when you look at alchemy, it's been done to a fucking land.
Hmm.
It's a rotten corpse that's still sort of shuffling. You can't grow a tree there. You can't plant a field. You can't dig properly in the dirt. It doesn't fucking work. None of it does. Then you go further north and what's not rotten has been fucking frozen. Like, there used to be a castle, used to be a whole kingdom there. It is a solid piece of fucking ice. And he's doing this while sitting back and gesturing wildly with his paws. It's like he's swatting all kinds of flies around him.
Zazzle is impressed.
Yes, we did. We did also find one of the results of that war when we were at the mountain. We saw the arms growing out.
Fucking what?
You haven't seen the mountain with the arms?
Nah, I'm a forest bloke, bit of grasslands. I don't go near the mountains.
Yes, one of the mountains has a innumerable amount of arms on it. We were pursuing someone, and it made climbing very difficult.
Fucking hell.
I do believe that might also be why there's a sudden increase of necromancers in the area.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Raise them out of the walls, I suppose. Well, bright side, I've not seen any skeletons shuttling about, or at least not had word from it. So you should be alright on the rotters walking.
Well, that's good.
There's also that big nasty beast that's running about. At least the scouts have told me, they've heard these horrible fucking shrieks that sends it right up instinctal. Like, they'll just want to fucking run. And they've seen signs of, like, sort of trees melted a bit. Smashed up and all. Don't know what that's about. So, that could be some fun work for you too. Out of the goodness of your hearts as heroes and all.
Well, we will need a fresh supply of stories.
Don't worry, I'll reward yous anyway. Oh, speaking of which, hang on. See, he looks behind, just jumps up on a platform and all to keep an eye. Alright, we're out of the city, so, fuck it, let's be true blue. And the cat disappears to... Instead, you've got about 8 foot of slightly fuzzied blue coloration, red hair, red mutton chops of a furball, go a big ruddy nose. Dressed in various pelts and hides, just sort of swaddled about him. There we go. Anyway, rewards. There are some planned, but did say I'd do a little advance for you, so you man, the wee scales.
Yes, yes.
Got you a thing from the Fuggles, as he pulls out a swirling little potion bottle.
Ooh. Let's do.
Oh, that there's for your mate. You give him, hang on, I'm trying to remember now. I think it actually works either way. Either make him drink it or you rub it on. Should get the hair back.
Oh, excellent.
And,
Wolfgang. start applying potion.
Wolfgang just lays there and takes it with the look of a defeated mutt.
Oh, poor puppy.
But as you're doing it, the hair is starting to come in very quick.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
It's looking like the color matches, so does the tone. The only problem is when you pull it away and you see that there's hair emerging between your scales.
Oh dear.
Coming bristly, thick and black. Oh, probably should have used gloves then, I suppose. That's why I guess it works when you drink it too.
Possibly.
No worries though.
And you might end up coughing up hairballs for a while. Who knows? I can always shave the hands.
Trust me, you get used to that. It's not actually as hard as it seems. Just cats are very dramatic creatures. He threw in a second one as well, so you can have that for nothing.
Oh, thank you, good sir.
Never got much worry for hair loss of myself. Then there'll be a few trinkets, of course, a few little prizes. You know, you'll feel like you've done a good job. But the main thing is, the forest won't be fucking dead, and the kingdom won't die of starvation, that sort of thing. Because once the blights get past the forest, they'll be in the farmland, they'll be in the agricultural. It'll fuck everything up.
No, it's just that while everyone is talking about that, Cornelius kind of looks around. Is there anyone on the boat wearing his hat?
No one is wearing his hat.
Then he can finally pull his hat out, put in the pin, put it back on his head.
Oh, did you get that at the show?
No, this is the original.
Huh. Oh, was that about you lot?
Two of them.
Fortunately so.
Three of them, actually.
Alright. I've only seen the posters, haven't had time to go watch. Tall Green keeps asking me, but I've not got the time really.
Well, maybe after the blights are cleared out, you'll have the time.
Doubtful. I've already been talking with the rats about what's going on in the sewers and in the slums.
Yes, we heard part of the city was sectioned off.
Aye, problem is I've not heard dick about what's in it. Rats go in, nothing fucking comes out though. Luckily they don't mind too much for breeding, there's about another 50 more.
What was wrong with the sewers?
Well, like I said, we're trying to get into the slums.
Well, it should be a little easier now. We cleared out some things from the sewers.
Yeah, that's another thing, like there's always something in the sewers there. Heard there were a few years about.
We met them.
You get rid of them?
Yep.
Yeah, bonus
Two of
then.
them.
That's good. There's a few other things. Apparently they've seen some ghouls gnawing on shit down there too.
Oh?
Siegfried goes and hides as far away as possible. If there was an empty barrel, he would be sitting in there, moving the lid closed on it.
Your friend might have a few issues. Have you thought to talk about him with it?
You might not be mentioning the G word around him.
Well, you think he was grabbed by the ghoulies, eh? Aye, well, they're always sort of showing up in places like that anyway. Luckily, we're missing all the usual sort of things I've heard about, like the were-rats and shit like that. But then we're also, you know, keeping them in patrol, so just in case the orcs try to be a bit sneaky. It's happened sometimes. They're not known for it, but there are orcs that can do a bit of subtlety. Then, of course, there's meant to be like one big line that goes up from the town to the castle, but no sign of that one yet. Well, you know, Tall Green asked me to look for it for you lot. Apparently that's your big thing, aye?
Apparently it is.
And with that, the boat continues. You make landfall quite simply. Someone knocks in the barrel to get Siegfried out. You walk yourselves through farmland. There's a few sights as you go along. Mainly people working hard. There are massive piles of harvested produce and all that there. There's a few other worrying bits as well, like... fucking slipped the word there. Yes. There is a pyre. And you can make out a few of the corpses on it. There's... looks like a couple of boars, which seems a bit wasteful for one thing. Then there's also something with feathers and antlers. A large bird-like creature that's on the top of it burning away. There is also about 4 or 5 orc heads on on stakes near the west side of the place.
Hmm.
And one auroch in the process of getting butchered. Luckily we don't get a whole lot of that now. For some reason, like the big chief and all, he's been keeping them focused dead on the city, but there's always some who break away, think they'll make a quick scavenge. See a bit of glory, slaughter a few, you know, that sort of thing. But so far nothing's got in too deep. Killed some of them myself, actually.
Well, I hope that us dealing with the blight won't suddenly make the orc hordes suddenly realize that there's an open part that they can just roam around in.
Well, more of why would the orcs kill their own and put their heads on pikes?
Because orcs?
Well, no, he's pointing out that they've had to kill some orcs that came close to the farm.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes, true. I mean, I'm never gonna say they're useful. Blights might kill orcs, sure. Maybe it'll keep them out of the forest, but the fact is they're killing the forest, and they're a fucking literal blight on the world, so... I want those fuckers scrubbed. I don't care if there's any imagined benefit to them. Like, you see
Well-
those pigs roasting there? They should be on a spit, or they should be running about causing merry hell. Instead, that thing was charging because it had fucking twigs lodged in its head.
I see.
We peeled off one side, we found roots and vines working through the muscles.
That would hurt.
It would hurt, it also makes it fucking useless. It also fucking... It just shows they're just fucking murdering everything. Like, that's the point with the blights. They're not looking to take back nature or anything. They're not looking to make a dark ecosystem. At the end of the day, if they keep going, the forest will just be blights. It'll just be Gulfias trees, it'll just be the blights. There'll be fucking nothing else. Apart from what they're piggybacking on. So, you know, I think it's valuable that we wipe them out.
agreed.
By which I mean you lot.
Yeah, at this point, you know, I've never really taken a care towards the forest, but even I'm starting to nod, like, yeah, that's fucking wrong.
Yeah, think of all that wasted bacon.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I'll help if I can,
it'll
but...
get worse. If it reaches the fields, all the hops are gonna go.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Oh no!
The hops are going to get
No
up and
more
stab a
oak
bitch.
barrels for your whiskies.
Oh no! Oh god! The circle of life.
Not even the basic wood to make a bar counter.
But
It's all
but
cyclical.
but it will bring about the elemental.
Oh god. That was
I
bad.
see this as a win.
No, it's an ale kraken, remember?
I thought that was just a nightmare.
A few hours pass as you continue walking, and you quickly realize he didn't assign transport or anything. He didn't let you bring the cart. He just marched you guys across this, and he's expecting you to keep up. Cornelius, your
legs.
feet
This
are
is
starting to
fine.
hurt a bit.
2 legs good, 4 legs better.
The whole trip on Raxis and whatnot, you guys have been just rolling along on the wagon. You've not really done the good, hard, solid adventuring march. And a couple of you have gotten used to being creatures of comfort, and it's starting to tingle a bit in the shins. Those footfalls are starting to come at a bit of a heavier price, but he keeps marching you guys along.
I just like to think that instead of walking, I'm just kind of Tigger springing with my boots. Like, keep up, fuckers.
You could do circles around Cornelius right now.
Yeah. Hey Chester, we're going on an adventure. Hey Chester. Yeah.
As we kind of walk, I start, and with the hardness of it all, I start remembering that I have some of those unidentified wine bottles.
I'm surprised you didn't try to conjure a disc or something.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers aren't fucking elves.
Yeah. It's like I'm walking next to Cornelius and he hasn't realized that I've been walking backwards the whole time.
Why would he? There's as much hair out front as there is behind.
Yeah. just to show off, but he's not even paying attention.
The funny thing is, when he turns, it looks like the hat doesn't rotate at all. But yes, you do have several unmarked bottles of wine.
Yeah. And I kind of make sure that I fall back just a little bit from the rest of the party. Which is not hard, because I'm probably one of the very most rear.
I imagine there's someone else beside you. Probably the person who's the least you want to be beside you.
Yeah.
Mostly because Pufflesworth is very slow.
For he is but a babe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately I wouldn't notice, so that's a shame.
And yeah, take out one of the unidentified one. I'm sort of hoping that that it might just be as terrible as the other, so maybe I'll pass out dead. Because then they'll have to stop.
You better not hog it all, man. That thing is good as shit.
So there's one of the unmarked ones from the basement, huh?
Yeah, from the ones that I discerned was a better quality.
Alright, you just pop the cork and swig.
Yeah.
Alright, give me a con save.
Yeah.
Here we go. 1. Never wanted a 1 so bad in my life.
Rain, you're focusing mostly on Pufflesworth, of course. Sometimes you're picking him up and carrying him. But then you look to your left, you see the cork popped. You're busy fussing about with Pufflesworth again. Then you look about and just see the fucking Cornelius not there. You look behind you and you see him sprawled out flat.
Oh, hell. Then I caught. Hold on! We've lost the wizard.
Yeah, Cornelius, you're at 0 HP on death saves right now.
Yeah.
But I will say, the brief moment that you were conscious, it was transcendent. Like, it tasted good for Malgern and Megrim, but they didn't have the palate you have. This was all manner of subtleties you've been hoping for.
Okay.
This is just a fantabulous
So we're all
swirl of
gathered around the
professional,
passed out
expert
wizard now.
blending. You have no idea how long this sat in there. All you can tell is that it was aged to perfection.
Do I notice the bottle?
You
It's
notice...
kind of spilling out at the moment.
Oh no, it managed...
Rain would take the bottle.
Droop managed to catch the bottle. He didn't manage to catch you, though.
Probably for the best.
He's a little weak for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're conscious, now looking up, and you can still taste it on your lips. It's still a little bit on your tongue, and my god, that was amazing.
Oh, no better way to get to heaven than by dying.
I think I need a break.
And yes, Malgard, you do spot Droop holding the bottle as he's trying to put the cork back in.
That son of a bitch is holding out on us. I snapped the bottle from Droop and I kind of look at it. I was like, oh, it's another one of these things, I think. And I'm gonna take a drink.
No,
God.
don't do that, he fell over.
I don't even hear him.
Con save with advantage.
Why did you do an investigation?
I don't know. I just pulled it because I thought maybe I was looking for the.
All
He
right.
wanted to
but
make
you
sure it
nailed
didn't get
it.
away from him.
Yeah.
Now I gotta remember what I fucking rolled for the damage last time. Oh yes, it was 4d8. So you take 8 damage. Or no, actually lower than that. You take 4 damage, because it's saved and resisted.
Yep. Okay.
You are also now poisoned. But, fuck, that was good.
Oh, this stuff is great. Anybody else want one while we're here? I mean, we got to stop anyway. You want some? And I kind of shove it in Rain's face.
Sure, I will
I'm
take
gonna
some. I go to
investigate
take
this.
it.
I'm
I
gonna
take
investigate
it.
this bowl and try and work out what it was made of.
Well, Rain, you take it, yes.
I try to put the cork back in it, and I try to put it in my bag. I don't want anybody playing with it. I am tired of patching people up
But it
because they
tastes amazing!
She had to heal one person. She's tired of fixing people.
Shit, dude, it's
Oh, no, remember, she had to do it 2 times in the morning.
Yeah, I've already had to do it in the morning.
part of your duty.
All right. If you want this, you can have it back when we break for nightfall.
Deal.
Droop is pulling, trying to help Cornelius up.
I'm on the other side trying to help them up.
Cornelius, are you letting them help you up, or are you just pulling them back down?
No,
Well, we
I'm
can only probably get them to sitting point. We're not tall enough to actually help them.
Yeah, it's a little tough. You haven't got the leverage.
Oh no, I'll just pull him up as far as I can, kind of by his waist. Come on, get up. It's not that strong. It actually tasted pretty good.
Oh, it tasted amazing.
Yeah, see? I'm not
But
crazy.
But the aftertaste, that's a kicker.
Well,
Basically
Yeah.
liquid meth. Adagoon is resting his huge blue head against his staff, eyes closed, as he just saw what happened. Am I inconveniencing you lot? Or could we keep on walking, eh?
Apparently, we've got some drunks.
You want some? There's more. She's got the bottle. Help
And
yourself.
it is not coming out until it is time for sleepies.
Why would you want to drink it before bed?
I don't know. I'm looking at you lot and thinking maybe I need a swig of that now.
Yes.
No. So, we keep walking, eh? Do you want me to
Yes,
fucking
please.
carry you? Is that what you're looking for?
No, they're
I
okay.
mean, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh God.
Hey, alright, I'll carry you. No worries. As this 8 foot tall figure walks towards you, Cornelius, picks you up and just slings you over his shoulder. Alright, we keep walking then.
Yes.
Okay, I pick up Cornelius' hat.
Oh no, that's still
hat,
attached to
seeing
him.
it Probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
still
didn't forget
attached.
that.
And try and push Brigadier Malgern along.
Algern, you're slightly regretting your choice. But
Yeah,
only
am I?
slightly.
Yeah, ever so slightly.
Because damn, that was fucking good.
Even Cornelius agrees.
Like, you don't care who made that wine. You really don't. But that beats Dwarven.
But I'm not gonna tell anyone that.
You've never been
Yeah.
hit so hard by a drink.
It's gonna be our little secret. Straight in the Melgurn brain. Nobody else is gonna know.
Another few grumpy hours pass. Adagoon continues to carry Cornelius over his shoulder like a limp towel. You finally
Every time
start
I
to.
look at him, I just chuckle. It's just funny.
You finally break into the forest line, in among the trees, and there is just an unsettling thing of you're snapping branches, you're pushing through underbrush, and there is no real answering sound. You're not hearing something skittering away. You're not hearing something darting quickly. You're not catching anything out of the corner of your eye. And there's not a whole lot of tweeting to be done either.
Oh, just something else. Rain, since you have that bottle of wine, could you please write it your equipment as the danger wine?
The danger.
Danger wine.
Oh yeah.
DANGRE. Danger.
See, I would have called it the good stuff.
That is my
Yeah.
name for it, yes.
No, no, no.
It is the good stuff. I can.
Yeah, but
No,
danger.
Even Cornelius agrees.
Yeah,
No,
but the
it
danger wine
makes
is so
rain
much
do
better
work
name.
wine. It makes rain do work wine.
The effort wine.
Oh no! You
The
have
minimum
to do your
expectation
job,
wine.
Jesus Christ.
And as night starts to fall, you do come upon a strange little sight. You weren't going straight down. Now and again, Adagun was sort of winding about a bit, trying to lead you down to smoother paths, and what you get to is... well, it's overgrown, but you're guessing it's not entirely natural as you look at a swirl of various creepers and vines, and they're making a bit of an arch shape, just festooned with flowers. And they seem to lead into a little clearing.
So this looks. Is there anything in the clearing, or just?
From where you are, it's kind of hard to see,
Okay.
because it's quite overgrown. Like, the tree line is back, but the grass and such in the underbrush is quite thick.
So is this where we'll be camping tonight?
Oh, are you getting tired? Do your feet hurt?
Oh, a little bit, yes.
It looks like they've been doing a lot of work, yeah.
They have been doing a lot of work.
He shrugs you off. He doesn't make any effort to catch you, he just fucking shrugs you right off the side. Give me an acrobatics if you want to try and land with grace.
Nah.
You land like a wrecked carpet. Sure, we'll camp down here. Alright then, on yous go.
I just kind of do the little prestidigitation as if nothing happened, like a cat that just landed incorrectly on the floor, just pretending that didn't happen.
I mean, you still look a bit rough after you practically fucking died. I'll go get you something to gnaw on, and a bit of firewood as well. So, make yourselves... assume you can do that. You're not just all city folk, are you?
No, we know
Zazzle
what's
is
up.
currently preparing a fire pit.
Oh, so you walk in?
Yeah. Why does this feel like danger zone? I'm gonna check for any sign of tracks or something going into this area.
I mean, you now see the imprint of Cornelius, so that's kind of interesting. The scuff marks in the torn grass where his wrists impacted and slightly slid along the ground. As you glance around, it doesn't look all that traveled.
Okay.
Maybe a couple of hairs at some point, but that's about all you're seeing. You're not seeing any
I'm
traffic
gonna-
bigger than that.
I'm gonna start clearing an area for camping and setting up a fire pit then.
Alright, so you walk through the arch. Yeah? Or are you doing this outside?
No, I walk through the arch. I'm
As you
intelligent like that.
Yep. As you start to step, you get into the underbrush, which is coming up to your waist, and then higher. Then as you put
I am short, so yeah.
Yep. Then as you put a foot down, it's a different texture from dirt, and you feel it break underfoot a bit brittly. You know that
Step
feeling
back
and
and-
sound. You look down, not surprised at all to see bone.
What type of bone?
Looks like human. Looks like he just sit on a skull.
Does it look like there's many of it? Is it just the one skeleton, or there's more than one?
Well, as you bend down and sort of brush away some of the undergrowth and get an idea of it, you can see what looks like one skeleton, although a lot of it seems to be submerged. But at least half of it's out there. You seem to have missed stepping on the arms that were stretched out a bit, but caught it on the head. And as you look around, I mean, there could be thousands of skeletons here for all you can tell. It's just very dense with grass. And various little wildflowers and little bits of, thorny bushes. Could be the only one.
And the skeleton here looks humanish.
Human-ish.
Well, it looked
it's
more
hard to
human
tell
before you
after-
stepped on it.
Yeah. Well, it might have been human. I don't know. It's hard to tell after you step on the head. It might have been elf.
Nah, it was elf would have had long ears that got bones in them.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Looks human. Not sure if there's any more.
Well, considering you just stepped on it, it didn't react, I'm guessing they're not of the undead variety.
Probably not, no. But seems strange.
It looks like it's been there for quite a while.
Yeah. But this place looks alive, whereas does the rest of the forest around it look alive, or
Yeah, where you've been walking through, it looks
Fine.
pretty lively. It's just not populated.
no animals? Yeah.
Yes,
But-
probably there's a stone arch, whence that's probably just old. The settlement. Actually, can I do a history check to kind of see if I can determine what kind of civilization would have built this?
Alright, sure. As you inspect the arch. Yeah, as you get up to it, you tilt your head for a moment. You sort of start to reach out, and then you think better of it and use Mage Hand to reach out.
I don't have mage hand.
Oh, you don't?
Nope.
Okay, then. You get Droop to reach out.
And
With a
it sounds
dagger.
accurate.
With a dagger. To pull back
Oh,
some...
dagger.
Yeah, to pull back some of the overgrowth, and you notice, this looks familiar. You figure, yeah, this is kind of common with sort of middle to upper folk. This looks like sort of garden arch, basically. Looks like it was brought here. As you scuff around your feet and all, you can see that while it's overgrown, you can still see where it was sort of pushed into the dirt. You've seen things like this for festivities, some marriages. Very small scale ones that were pretty boring and didn't have much of a selection of wine. But it looks not... It's not new or anything, but something within a decade of use. Otherwise it would have been eaten completely. And as you look around the rest, you can see that it was just the arch. Nothing else here was artificial.
I carefully move the skeleton out of the way and continue Trying to clear space for a camp. What else I find under here?
Yeah. Droop conjures up a little plank of wood and starts to rest on, push it down on the grass and then rest on it to sort of flatten out space.
Yep.
As he does so, there comes a little bit of a, more bones. He starts brushing it all away, and you can see that sort of, somewhat sort of south, but a little bit to the left of the previous skeleton is another one that is. It looks like it was sort of on its side, although you can only see about a shoulder or a piece of one arm and a little bit of a skull coming out.
Say, you wouldn't happen to know who used to live here, would you?
Oh, Adagun's gone. He's off foraging for firewood.
Oh.
And a bit of food. He figured you guys could get camped together.
Yeah.
This is not a wonderful place to camp.
What gave it away? The first skeleton or the second?
Say, this kind of seems your specialty. Maybe you could, consecrate the ground or something. I don't think these people died of natural causes.
I'm aware, but there's not very much I can do if we decide we want to camp down on a bunch of corpses.
Yes, natural causes. Can't live without your organs. Nothing more natural than that. I think I will have some more of that pie.
I think we just want to make sure that wherever we camp down, there's not bones.
Maybe we should do it on the other side of the archway then.
Probably a very good idea.
Okay. Droop just marches out, sort of getting lost in the underbrush. But he starts to set up work for Cornelius' tent.
Tent? I beg your pardon.
Well, he didn't know if you're going to use it or not.
Yeah. No, Droop. We might be in nature, but we live like civilized people. And I start the ritual for making the Cornelius's wooden cabin.
And he's...
I'll help clear out the underbrush.
I'm going to check towards the center of the clearing and see what's there.
I'll go with Zarzul.
But hey, guess what? For one of the advantages there is about us not having the horse and the wagon, we don't actually have to do any watch because we don't have to be outside. You have to keep an eye outside of the wagon and the horses.
Sure.
Yes.
Yep, you can safely stay inside and wait for those free T-Rexes until the hunt vanishes. Yeah, as you check around, it seems like, for the most part, a lot of undergrowth. There is something nagging at you, though, is how much the the first corpse you came across was submerged.
Yeah, they've been pulled into the ground.
Like, all you saw was skull, a little bit of a neck, and some arm.
Well, yeah, but as I determined, it was about a decade old, so it could just as well have been sucked down by natural causes.
Yep, just a little bit of wet ground, trodden in, who knows.
I'm going to spend a minute to see if there's any undead around this place.
There is a lingering sense of a few undead, but very faint currently.
Okay. So in the past, yes, but not anymore. Hmm. Well, that's good.
Also, this time I adjust the cabin a little bit so it has a. At the moment, it kind of looks like it also has a little porch on it.
It's room enough for 1.5 people.
Is the cabin big enough for all our party, or some of us going to have to stay outside anyway?
It's a little smushed.
But it might be.
Without a gun, there's a little less floor room for all the bedding.
Oh, elves are loud.
But yeah, it's like, what is it? Like a 20-foot cube.
Let's see if I wrote it down here. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to look it up.
What's it called?
10-foot radius immobile dome.
10-foot radius. So yeah, there's enough room.
9 creatures of medium size or smaller
Yeah.
can fit inside.
So yeah, it's a little packed, especially with the fact that Droop is filling it with furniture.
Because of course he is.
Alright, you're a little better at making camp than I expected. I'm used to seeing people trying to fiddle with a bit of tarpaulin or a bit of hide. How the fuck you make that so quick?
Magic as I wiggle my fingers.
Oh yeah, I know that. Alright. Just giving you your moment, lazy bones. So that solves a few issues. I'm guessing it's like not gonna feel the nip, eh?
What did you say?
He's asking, you're not gonna feel the temperature inside.
It'll be entirely fine.
He just dumps the various kindling he bumped up under his arm. Alright then, fair enough. Less of nature's bounty made use of. That's a bit of a win, really.
Mm-hmm.
Any idea what happened in this place? We found skeletons and stuff in this.
Well, let's have a look. Aye, that's a bone one. Can see over there, aye.
Seems to have happened within the last decade or so.
Oh, I don't normally take this path. Looks like they died.
Ah, good to hear an expert's opinion upon this.
Well, let's have a look then. Fine, if you're not going to let this go. Fuck it. It's over a decade ago, they don't fucking mind. He kneels down, starts to try and exhume the first of the skeletons. By digging around it a bit, shifting the soil. I could use a bit of magic here, but I've no problem getting my hands dirty and being a bit gentler about it, and, oh, that's a bit different. You think this happened a while ago then, aye?
At least according to the growth around.
This looks a bit more pristine, though. As he shuffles himself so he's not blocking as much of his sight and just sort of pokes with his stick at the white dress that the skeleton is submerged in. Looks very bridal.
Oh, heck.
Guess someone had an objection for the wedding.
It looks pristine.
Was the other skeleton wearing anything?
Yep, you can see that. You can see most of its side.
I'm gonna use detect magic and see if that dress is magical. I'm
It is.
suspecting
Now, who's going to wear the wedding dress?
Well, obviously Malgern. It works as plate armor. And hey, he's still allowed
Now
to
I'm
wear.
just remembering the.
And it's fine. He's still allowed to wear white.
The only
no,
It's after. It's after Labor Day.
dress appears to be magical. Assuming that's probably why it lasted so well.
Oh, you
Um,
think?
Seems a rather strange thing to make magical.
Well,
Something
it's
that's
meant to be a
probably
magical event, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it looked clean, it probably was enchanted so that it would never get dirty, so that they could pass it down generations without having to get another.
Well, it's not just that it's clean, it looks to be immaculate. Not a tear.
Yeah.
Courtside if the bride was. Bit late to ask her, I suppose.
Is there any? So, I really don't want to seem like a corpse robber, but look for bringing any identification.
It hasn't stopped us before.
No,
Well,
it hasn't.
They weren't buried, so we're just trying to find out who they are.
Is there a necklace or anything that might have insignia on it? Or something?
I mean, the problem is, you see some of the neck and all, but it's not in one piece or anything. Vertebrae have long separated.
Yeah, it's probably sunk into the ground if there was anything. Does it look like she was buried shallowly and possibly just come to the surface? Or has she sunk down?
Yeah, give me a bit of a survival roll. You try to piece this together in your head.
Well,
Sure.
oh,
No, I mean, you're
Good to
thinking
know.
about it and you're thinking, well, maybe the dress gets wet and maybe, I mean, there's more body below the head, so it makes sense that would go lower if the ground got soft. Maybe things stepped on it and pushed it lower, but then the head just got lucky until you stepped on it and broke it.
Yeah.
Rain's gonna pipe up and go, is it possible that everything is growing around them? Because this doesn't quite seem right.
What do you mean
Was-
growing around them?
Like, is the earth and all of this overgrowth coming up around them instead of
Oh, through them.
growing? It doesn't look like it's normal.
Yes, like, are the bodies the source of the growth? Or is it being avoided by the growth?
Or if
Oh, she
they're
was-
part of the cause.
Well, she was at the edge because I found that on the way in.
Yeah, he kind of just stepped on it as he went into the thick growth, so it wasn't like they were just noticeable, like they were part of the growth. So don't think there's any curse in the area or anything.
I mean, at the least, ours, whenever you used detect magic, there wasn't anything in the area apart from the dress.
Yes, it was only the dress. Okay. I probably can't see below the ground anyway, but yeah. Nothing
Yeah.
obvious. Is there any... I guess I'm being far too hopeful for a crest or some marking on the dress.
I mean, all you can see is the back of it. A little bit, too. The rest is still buried.
Carefully, I'm going to start excavating around the body to see if I can get a better look.
I'm going to assess.
Castalia, you realize you're not a great help right now. As you kneel down, you start to shuffle and all through it. You start to dig it a little bit, and then your knees start to sink into the dirt as you start to turn the area you're kneeling at into mud. With the fact that you're
Perhaps
constantly
not.
soaked in water.
Or perhaps not.
There are flaws to the armor as well. Well, to the whip.
I'll
Yes.
start a sustain in her stead.
Adagun watches this leaning against his staff as you guys start to dig further and further down, and you start to get that maybe sort of a swan aesthetic with this dress. See, it was mainly shoulderless, but you can see that where it sort of sits on the shoulder, where it sits sort of on the upper arm, it fans out into large feather-like protrusions. And as you keep digging deeper, the skirt actually seems to be quite reined in instead of a big bell type. And then as you start to push even further down, suddenly the earth is gone and shifted to the side, as Adagun just flicks his fingers. There we go, I thought I'd help you with a wee last bit.
Thank
And
you,
the-
good sir.
And effortlessly the whole of the corpse is excavated.
Thank you.
No worries. Thought you would have asked, you know, me being a nature guy and all.
It never hurts to get one's hands dirty occasionally.
What kind of face does Cornelius make?
Kind of smug and credulous, getting dirty.
The only downside, of course, is with the shift of that there now, the bones start to fall out from the skirt. And the general bodice, and it's starting to look like it's... Yeah, it just flumps down. Leaving the head and the arms up.
Oh dear.
As the bone falls down, it's starting to sound like the intro to Spooky Scary Skeletons.
So we've got the basic swan motif, magical wedding dress. Not a lot to go on.
I mean, it looks a bit big for you, so maybe it's a bit big to go on you.
This is obviously a well-to-do person, I would imagine.
Yeah, this is well fancy.
Does anybody want to go further in with me and find out if we can see more what's going on?
Well, I'm kind of tied to the hut at the moment.
He's just having to sit in the hut now.
Yeah. No, that's why I went to the porch, so I could kind of sit there and kind of watch out as people mingle
Oh, yeah,
around the
you-
camp.
It's a concentration, isn't it?
No, if he leaves, it goes.
Okay, yeah. I knew it had something to do with he's kind of stuck in it or it poofs.
I mean, I just have to do the ritual again, but come
He's
on.
dropped it out from under me more than once.
Okay. Oh well, we'll have to bury her properly later on.
Well, if you want to kick her
Let's
skull
see
and the
if there's
bones in, I can just put the ground back on.
I lay her to rest properly, and so she can be covered up properly.
Alright,
Unless
ashes to
somebody wants to-
ashes. Vump.
I say a quick prayer over her.
I'm doing the same.
The weird thing is you're saying different prayers to different deities and sort of talking over each other.
Yep. Gotta cover the bases.
Might even be a bit of competitiveness with getting louder.
No, Rain's not worried about that.
Well, yeah, because it's just token service from her. She's not getting paid for
Yeah.
this. Why put the
No.
effort in?
Cleric.
This is her job.
So how do you explain the wizard levels?
Moonlighting.
Right pretty.
Oh.
And she's deep enough, a dog's not going to come around. Should be alright.
Yep, and we probably should do the other skeleton as well that we found.
Agreed.
You want him whipped out of the mud too?
Yeah, let's bury him as well. If it was a him, who knows?
Alright, flicky flicky, as he brings out another chunk of 5-foot dirt. There's another rattling of bones as he just pulls away the supporting structure. And a clink of metal.
Yeah.
As Zarzul practically dives in after it.
All the
Is
more.
it shiny?
Oh no.
It's a bit tarnished,
Ah, okay.
but a little bit of light is getting caught by it.
Examine whatever it was.
It's a ring. You know, if a little buff, it could be shiny. It's got a nice little gem sitting there. Could be diamond. Could be cubic zirconium. You're hard to tell.
Oh dear.
As you look around, because you were still thinking about signets and whatnot, you do see that there was a signet on the underside, but it's been scratched and scrawled. It's actually broken the finish.
Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy.
Okay, that's not going to be much use either.
Well, you are seeing that this was an intentional act. This wasn't
Somebody
wear and tear.
really-
This was getting rid of a mark.
Somebody really
Okay.
didn't like these folks.
And didn't want them to be known.
No, hang on a second. Because if the ring was on the person, maybe they have left the family but kept the ring. I mean, what's the point of coming to murder them, scratch out the ring, and then leave the ring?
What was
With the
this
coal.
archway made out of?
Just wood.
Okay, so this might have been an elopement wedding, like a couple of people going off to get married outside the family, as it were, outside of consent, and they've been descended upon during.
That
Yeah,
is
that's what
entirely possible.
Okay. Well, maybe not a lot of use. The ring's probably our most useful thing to go on. I hand the ring over to Cornelius to see if he can get anything from it.
As you walk
And
over
if
to the
not-
hut, get up on the porch.
Yep, he can see this ring, and also he can store it more safely.
What do you want me to do with this?
Well, have a quick look over it. It might be there's a signet ring of some form. It's been defaced. Might be something we can use to find out more later on. Let's hold on to it.
Well, I'm not exactly familiar with the family crests around here. It's gonna be a bit difficult.
Yes, at a later date we may be able to find out more.
Yeah, I doubt that there's any investigation or perception or anything that I can use.
I really did a good job on it. But hey, it does look a pretty good ring. Probably worth a fair bit. Might get questions asked about it.
Yeah.
Also, confer amongst yourselves for a bit. I have to depart for a second. I'll be back in a minute.
But yeah, judging by what has happened, I'm guessing that the person here was marrying someone they did not want to be part of this family any longer.
Or
why I
it could
probably-
be that someone was mad at somebody else at the party, and they just wanted to get rid of the whole group at the same time.
Yes, but then why scratch it out and then leave the ring?
Hmm.
So we've probably found the groom and the bride. There would have to be a priest, I'd imagine, somewhere.
That's why I vote we go further in and see what we can locate.
Well, it might be a better idea to do so in the morning when there's more light to do so.
Unless they decide to go walkies.
Not expecting that at all. But yeah,
I believe if they
I'm
would
just-
have done so, they would probably have done it when you started digging them out of the ground.
I'm just really hoping this isn't the princess we were supposed to say.
No, I very, very much doubt.
I would definitely say that we had been a lot later hired.
Yeah, this happened a while ago. And we didn't hear anything about a princess wedding either.
And I'm back in
I'm
play.
expecting this wasn't heard from about at all. I think this is probably being covered up rather than
That
talked.
does, however, bring about a good question, though. How did she die?
Well, if people examine the site now, they're going to think someone stepped on her head.
Ooh.
Well, there were no holes in the dress. Or were there? I'm not too sure.
We don't know if the dress is just auto prestidigitating, though. You can
Yeah,
check the bones for various teeth marks, though. And of course, if the skeleton was all in one piece.
It's buried now.
And the legs were falling out, but that doesn't mean very much. It's also old.
Yeah, but as you were putting them together and all, you didn't notice any proper bite marks or anything. No big breaks.
Yeah. No, the only thing of interest was the neck vertebra. Even that can't.
yeah, but that's
tell
more
us
like
anything
lack
really
of.
broken. Yeah.
That's more lack of any biological substance to keep it together.
Yeah. No, time probably has removed the cause from that one anyway. Is there anything on the groom that is of interest damage wise?
Since you haven't buried him yet, give me a medicine check, one of you. There
Aha!
you go. You flip-flopped
1,
nicely.
then 20.
You look him over and you're seeing pretty damn pristine, apart from in the midsection you can see a few scrapes on the... Well, you can see a few chips out of a rib cage and a few marks on the back of his spine, the vertebrae.
Stabbed, murdered, crushed.
You're thinking stabbed. Like a few
Yep.
swift strikes with a pointed blade. Yeah, that would make those sort of marks.
So there's only the 2 skeletons here we've found?
Yep.
Okay, so
And
no
otherwise,
priest.
Otherwise, you'd have to search through the entire grove.
I'm just going to do a quick check for any more skeletons that are obvious.
Easy enough since you're looking for it, but you don't find anything more.
Okay. So whether the priest was in on it or not, or was being kept silent, who knows? Yep. Oh well. Make a fire for the night and
Yeah, out of good and
It's
stepping onto
cooking,
your
I'm
porch,
guessing.
having to hunch over. So, Do you do a pull of a door or do you just walk in?
It's basically how what makes you feel better.
He weighs his option for a moment as he looks out on the nature. Tell you what. And he just turns around and walks into a bit of underbrush. This'll do me fine. Anyone
Yeah.
staying awake? Anyone doing a token watch?
I'm bringing in the wedding dress so it can be identified.
Did we take it off of her? I thought we buried her in it.
We buried her in it, I thought.
Yeah.
This quick
Rip.
I mean, it's up to you guys. You could have taken it.
I would probably bring it along just to take it back to the city to find out who it belonged to.
It does look quite distinctive.
The dress
Yeah.
is haunted.
Rain votes to leave it just because it doesn't sit right to remove some lady's clothes.
Oh,
Really?
Some ladies' clothes.
She was murdered on her wedding day. She should probably stay in her dress.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure in your treasury is a necromancer's bustier.
That wasn't off of a dead lady though.
No, that was just from her room.
No, that was one you
when she
failed
was
to
still
kill.
alive.
What about the dude's arm sticking out of a mountain whose ring you took?
Oh, that's different. 'Cause
You
that's
fought
a
tooth and nail to get it.
Nobody remembers
And
the
the,
boots.
and the
Nobody
dude
remembers
in
the
the
boots.
caravan whose finger you broke off to get a ring.
Yeah, but this is the lady who got murdered on her wedding day. That's kind of all shady.
You just know she's been buried in the wedding. She's
He's
out there in the
dropping
wedding
hints,
dress.
Cornelius.
You don't know when she died.
It's a pretty safe assumption. You don't go wearing a wedding dress for shits and giggles.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then. Do you at least want the potential for justice for this woman being murdered on her wedding?
It's been so long. I highly doubt there's going to be any justice at all.
It's been 10 years.
Only 10?
You're an elf.
It's a
part elf
decade.
at least. That isn't very long.
Mm.
I mean, we
Do,
could at
do
the
what
very
you
least
wish.
we could at least bring it back to the Fruckle Clumps to get them to look at it because I imagine they probably have an idea who it was.
That is true.
Well, I won't stop you. Do what you wish.
Well, then I say we bring in the dress and find out all we can about it.
Castalia and Cornelius share a nod as Castalia walks out of the hut with a shovel over her shoulder.
Time to go agree, Robin.
I'm noticing a theme at this party. Just
Siegfried, Malgern, what are you guys doing for all this?
hoping nobody remembers the shoes.
Just thinking of all the tombs that we've robbed in our journeys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come full circle.
Yeah, Malgern yanked the shoes off basically the corpse of a blood relation, while he was still warm.
He would have wanted me to have them. Hashtag give Mueller my boots.
Hey, I'm a kobold. Taking things off the recently dead is sort of a given, isn't it?
Says the
Either
cleric.
family or... Hey, I said a prayer.
You're gonna have to say a new one now. They undid your work.
Yep.
As the devil
Say
digs
another
down
one.
into the grave of the murdered bride to extract her dress and then bury her again.
I do imagine Castalia would fit pretty well on a metal album right now.
Yeah. You've got a tiefling in a belly dancer outfit dripping constantly with water. Basically, sort of, smattering of, foliage and all on her, wildflowers. Digging into a grave and pulling out a wedding dress. In a hollowed grove. Yeah, that'd be a metal cover. You rebury her, Zarzul says another little prayer to re-sanctify. And you have a nice, cool, swan-themed wedding dress.
And now we can determine what it does, and that'll give us an idea of how high in society these people were.
I mean, probably pretty high society. Well, one part of the family at least. Pretty high society to have a dress like this.
Is Cornelius still poisoned?
No, we fixed it.
No, you fix that in the morning.
No, because remember, he drank the wine again.
No, he drank the wine, but it fucking killed him. It's Malgern who's poisoned.
Oh, right, because Malgern survived.
Yeah. It poisons you until you die. Well, until you hit 0. Because it takes a long time for your body to process it, but it just fucking evaporates when you stop fucking breathing.
I mean, yeah, if it's time for it, I could probably start identifying the dress, figuring out what makes it tick.
Yeah, you got a whole evening.
Yeah, I'm probably going to head outside and just make a quick fire and cook some food. Make a stew or something.
Adagun helps out. He throws in a few little bundles of herbs and whatnot.
Rain is going to work on doing some Pufflesworth training.
What are you attempting to train him?
Going back to the basics, sit, stay. No, don't go attack random things.
Well, which are you going with? You get 1. He's not that bright.
Yeah, I think we'll go back to working with the stay part.
Alright, give me animal handling as you try to teach him.
I offer guidance.
You're out cooking.
How does she use the ring of animal talking? Talk to animal.
Not for this one. Not here.
A 17, as you're just trying to teach him the basics. Just stay where you are. You're just having to push him, push the button on the floor, back away, see if he stays in place. And make sure he's focused on you instead of just looking about and getting bored.
Womp womp.
He's not really getting it, but you feel like, 1 or 2 more attempts he probably would. But at the moment, he's just sort of like... You get a few steps and then he just pads right after you. Mainly because you're sort of hunching over a little bit to try and be in his level, but, your holy symbol is dangling and he wants to bite it.
Oh, heck. I love you, Bubblesworth.
He just bats at whatever he can, really.
Mm-hmm. I asked Melgurn if he can make a rat to let Bubblesworth play with.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even give it a second thought. I kind of just take the hat off, hold it over some empty ground, and just go, rat.
Pufflesworth is fucking out of Rain's arms immediately. You almost get whipped in the face by the leash and the harness snapping. He catches the rat, tosses him in the air, and swallows him whole. And then pads back to you with the tail slightly hanging out of his beak.
I give him a pet.
And you now have a soggy, dead rat on your lap.
I brought you a present.
And I rub his ears and I say, thank you. That is very nice.
Do you do anything with a rat?
I take it and then...
The moment you
look
try
at
to
him.
touch it, he tries to bite it again and get it back down his mouth.
I try to give it back to him.
He drops it back in your lap.
I use the ring now. And I ask him what he wants with it.
Play.
Oh, you want to play? I go and I try to toss it a little bit off to the side.
He scrabbles after it. He bumps against Cornelius. He would wallop into the wall, except he slides right through. Then you just see his head poke through again to catch for rat before running back to you. Again!
Okay. I go and I toss a little further.
And this keeps up for a while. You notice he's not getting bored of it.
Oh, that works. He's a baby.
And then finally he just sort of rolls in, sets it on your lap for a moment before glancing at you, and then just chomping down on the rat again until he's eaten it.
I give him a belly rub. You're such a good boy.
I am.
Now we just need to teach you how to stay.
What's that?
All right. And then I try to redo the whole sit and stay. So you stay right there, and you don't move.
Okay.
I back up, and that includes if I'm walking away from you.
As you're doing this, he's walking towards you.
Nope. Stay put. So you want to stay right there.
Why?
Because there are lots of times where there might be dangerous things. So if I tell you to stay, you know to stay put so that nothing bad can happen to you.
What's a bad thing?
You know how you ate the rat?
Uh-huh.
You don't want bigger things to eat you.
They won't.
They can try and they can succeed. That's what I'm here for.
Nuh-uh.
I'm rubbing my temples. Yes, little one, they can. Or you know those sharp, pointy things everybody has?
Huh?
And I point at somebody who has, like, a sword.
So think about who's in there. Probably only Siegfried and Zarzul really count as having sword. Smalgern's got his one, I suppose. He never used it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need to toss her.
Somebody could either poke you with one of those and it would hurt a lot, or they could smack you with something like what I've got, and I point at my mace. And I don't want you hurt.
They
You're
won't.
not big enough yet.
I am.
You can. You're not big enough yet.
I'm the best.
You are the best.
See?
That doesn't mean that you're immortal.
What?
It doesn't mean that you are immune to damage.
What?
You can still be hurt and be the best.
I am the best.
Oh, heck. Or how about this? If you stay, you get treats.
Oh, okay.
I rub my temples.
Oh, this is the greatest item ever.
His intelligence is -5. He's not bright.
No, he's not. And all the party sees is me trying to talk with Pufflesworth repeatedly face.
Yeah, she's making all kinds of weird.
It's amusing as all get out.
She's making weird growls and tweets.
So she finally lost it, huh?
I mean, because wait, I wouldn't. Would I know about the ring? Is it obvious?
I mean,
I
the
just
fact
think
she's
it's
able to
kinda
converse
crazy.
with him instead of just telling him no, no, and him not listening, it's different, so you imagine some magic.
Okay, yeah. I'm kind of like, of course she does, you know.
Yeah, of course she wasted a spell slot in this.
Yeah.
And so nighttime falls. Oh yes, I suppose you want to identify the dress.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it does a couple of things. Firstly, while wearing it, your con raises to 19. Unless it is higher.
Ah, so now it's the wine drinking dress.
Yes, Cornelius, you can wear it and be the toughest wizard of all. It will also, as a bonus action, let you cast Expeditious Retreat to let you dash with your bonus action for a minute. But when you do that, when you use your bonus action, you count as flying, but you can only go about 5 feet in the air. Basically, you're hovering.
Is anyone writing this down or?
And the stuff I had for it before doesn't really fit with what's currently in the party, so I'm going to have to adjust that. So I'll get to its other abilities another time. I need to revise this bit of custom loot. But those bits work. Oh yes.
Nice.
It only counts as leather armor.
Alright, so that's 19 con, Expeditious Retreat once a day, where you count as flying with a 5-foot hover, and it counts as leather armor.
Yep.
Not too
Because
shabby.
It does.
It also does have a mending cantrip on it, but you don't get to use it, it's just used on the garment.
Alright.
That seems like quite a wedding dress. That isn't a cheap item.
It's not.
Anything magical isn't cheap, unless it's missing pieces, or boring. So, anyone keeping an eye out in the night?
Yeah, Zazzle will take first watch.
Night falls, and you put her about in a hut now and again, sticking your head out. But mainly it's you and Wolfgang's coat has come in quite nicely. He's looking quite evened out, except the bit you rubbed into, a little bit longer. But, you know, give it time. It'll
It'll
be
sort
fine.
itself out eventually.
Yeah. Let him just run through some prickly bushes, he'll be fine. He's looking like himself again, that's the point. And about the end of your shift, Zarzul, is when you see something, and you're not surprised too much as you look down through the archway into the little grove and see lights. There are shapes forming up. 2 of them quite distinct. It's that sort of baleful light you're familiar with when it comes to specters and ghosts.
Uh-huh. Is anyone else awake in the hut at the moment? Are they all just gone to sleep?
Can you sound asleep?
Yeah, we don't need to keep watch. We're in a hut.
Yeah, we're in the hut.
The lazy bastards around you are all asleep.
Yeah.
Okay. I go and greet the ghosts.
Oh no!
You march
Hello,
out.
friends.
You call out to them, but there's no movement from them. And then as you get closer to the arch, you start to see them in better focus. At the moment, they're sort of indistinct shapes. Sort of humanoid in stature, but as you get closer, they become a bit more distinct, although still missing features, defining characteristics and all. But you see 2 of them standing side by side, in more of the middle of the area. Then there's a quick movement from the both as one of them sort of reaches at its belt. The other is dragged to one side and then closer to the entrance. The left one pulled back to where you saw the skeleton, held there. It looks like it's struggling. Then it jumps back a few times. You're guessing that's when it was stabbed. And it seemed to be stabbed a lot. Falls to its knees, and then you watch as the bride stands there, arms held out, head pulled back, and then you're not really sure, but there seems to be a break in the light around the neck, and then slumps forward, starts to crawl. Then
I
slowly the
imagine not for
two
very
fade
far
out.
at this point.
Hmm?
I imagine she can't call very far at this point.
She gets to where you saw the body.
Uh-huh.
Whereas the other one you see as it slumps down onto its side, where the skeleton was.
Okay.
And after a few more moments, they fade away.
I say another prayer to Tamara to guide these spirits on the journey.
Give me a religion roll.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all as you walk out and say those words. Take a moment, try to gather your thoughts. A little bit of a meditative state. Try not to think of those lazy work-shy bastards in the hut who aren't bothering our arse up one. But you let go of that, just think about them. The bodies have been laid to rest, the spirits still seem to linger a little. But maybe it's not even the souls, maybe it's just a trace of them, but still, it'd be nice if it stopped. And you think, maybe it has. Maybe you've said the right sort of words. You've put the right sort of sincerity that was missing in this.
Yep. I wander back to the hut and continue watch.
Who do you kick
See
awake?
if they come back. Did anyone provide any interest in keeping watch?
Cornelius did not.
That I could guess.
I can take a
No
watch.
one
I
is.
don't mind.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of snoring.
Okay. I gently.
Don't you mean you're in your beaver pelt fort again?
Oh no, I'm actually in a house. I'm using them
Yeah.
like a blanket now.
I think the beaver's pelts also managed to run away or something.
Yeah, I
he
think they're
still
gone.
got them. They were preserved. He had them on the road to Raxis. 6 months later, he's still carrying around all those beaver pelts.
They make a good match.
Yeah. They probably smell quite foul now, though. If only because of their constant proximity to Malgern.
Why you gotta be like that?
Well, I'm thinking about all the dried ale in them.
Can't be any worse than the beard.
I wake Castalia and head outside with her and just let her know about the spirits that I saw.
For all her grace and beauty, Castalia never wakes up delicately these days, because now she has to fight against the completely soaked through sheet trying to cling to her.
Ugh. Yeah, that does sound.
It's worth it in the end. My
Is it?
turn for shift?
Yep.
Alright then.
And
It's
with
a little
that, I
boring
head
since you're
inside
by
the
yourself.
house and curl up in a corner.
Wolfgang curling up slightly beside him. He's the big spoon.
Good puppy.
Well, Castalia, by yourself it is a bit boring. Nothing to converse with, and you pace around, keeping an eye out the various windows. Now and again, temptation just to step outside the walls and have a look. And trying to ignore the fact that you're leaving a perfect trail of your own footprints around. It seems alright. You look to the grove now and again just in case, but you don't see that. You don't even see where Adagun set up his camp. Time passes. Nothing really happens, no disturbance-wise. Seems like the night is fine tonight.
Well, that's good then.
Morning arrives without any further incident. Even if you kick other people awake, just nothing occurs. There is something close to a knock on the door as Adagun walks up to the hut and bangs his staff against a stone he picked up. Rise and shine, Lottie is still got more work to do.
Might get up and stretch and head outside, ready to face this day.
Do you not have a change of clothes or nothing? You look rough. As the tiniest kobold shrug occurs.
Effort.
Effort, yes, not something this party embraces.
No.
Prestidigitated clothes a little bit, the face. Good as new. Water is for peasants.
As Adagun waits a few...
I let the druid know about the spirits I saw last.
That's nice of you. Well done. As
Hopefully,
the silence lingers, he just gives you a little thumbs up and then just goes back to waiting on his staff.
As everyone starts spilling out, I just do a snap. Just do a snap of the finger instead of walking out. Just let it dissolve. Just to make it look a little more dramatic.
He's not looking.
Oh no, I'm not doing it to
falls about
impress
3
him.
or 4 inches to the ground.
Yeah, right as Siegfried was shaving.
Oh god.
Speaking of which, roll me a d2, Siegfried.
Oh no.
I gave you a pass on it yesterday. Odds beard, evens clean. Well, short. You've still got your scruff pile of a beard. The one you just hacked away at. So you haven't got about 3
I'll
foot
do
of
a
hair.
quick search and find the makeup mirror just to get it tidied up a bit.
Yeah. It's nice. It's almost like what you had originally as a human. A little bit longer, a little bit thicker and denser. But, you know, passable as a human one instead of a dwarven. And Adagun tilting his head as he listens to a couple of birds tweeting on his staff. Alright, you're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, aye?
Mm-hmm.
As he looks at the groggy bunch of you who hadn't even had breakfast yet. Good.
I don't know. I'm feeling good. It was a nice rest and nice little cottage. I don't know why I wouldn't be feeling good.
I prefer the camp anyway. Good. Follow me, we're about to go to war.
Excuse me.
Breakfast?
Nope, no time.
Rain is now very thrilled that they have those rations.
Oh yeah, nothing like munching on hardtack.
Better than starving.
I
What
forgot that.
exactly do you mean with going to war?
You'll see, keep coming.
I'm looking
Are we
around.
talking like
Are there any
5 minutes
snacks?
or a few hours away?
We're looking about... right now, in fact.
What?
As he gestures... as he
Yeah,
gestures
what?
directly south, where the forest gets broken up by some sort of... by some rocky and hilly encompasses. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, I forgot to upload his token. And let's see here. Players on the map.
Oh no. No. We didn't even get breakfast. Oh
Nope.
no. Fuck. I blame
Murder in the
Cornelius.
morning, the best kind of breakfast.
As you look to
I
the
think-
south,
The best part of waking up.
That's a
Oh,
lot of tokens.
Well,
Hey, you know, I'm really glad someone wrote down Fireball.
and guess who can run faster than everyone else in the party? This guy.
yes, you'll be the first into battle.
I still think Siegfried might be able to outrun you, though.
He can, technically.
Especially if you put on
Break
that
your
wedding dress.
legs. Oh yeah, is he wearing the wedding dress? That's important.
No, because I can double dash.
Oh, that's true. I don't have to outrun them. I just have to outrun Droop.
Oh god.
Oh,
Fuck.
I see that button.
Oh god, there it is. It's happening. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes, as you all look to the south to see a huge marching procession, an almost single file of blights. There are twigs, there are vines, there are needles. There is so many blights.
Wait, what?
What's the problem?
Why didn't that show up on the thing?
Did you click your token?
Yes, I did.
I don't think you did.
Yes, I did. It
Well-
even had the circle around it.
Well, it's alright, I can fix that for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, that number. Why? I get to go tomorrow. Statistically average, right? It's a D6.
I'm reminded of the animated spell book where he talks about having to roll for 10,000 soldiers.
God damn it.
See, if we were playing Savage Worlds, he could just lump their initiative all into one.
I have done.
Yeah.
Because you can do that with D&D. You can use any kind of initiative order. But, yes, you see well over 30 blights. I didn't actually count out how many tokens this was. It's a lot.
Yes.
It's okay, we can't count either.
But Aragun gives you a nudge and says, remember, like I said, they're blind out to 60. So, you want to get the drop on them, maybe?
There's 42 tokens there.
There's what?
Someone went to college.
How many tokens was
So
there?
most of them
42.
Okay. There's 42 blights there.
but most of them are the little shits.
Yep.
Alright, Cornelius, time to cast True Strike.
So, you currently have surprise, because you guys are able to attack them from this range. They can't even see you right now.
Interesting.
Oh,
But
So
the
also
first
can't
attack is
probably
going to
see
break.
me.
But remember, the first attack is going to break that surprise.
Cornelius, your time to shine.
Yes.
You know what? Let's just jump to it then. Cornelius. You know you've been wanting to do this for a while.
Well, now the thing is, I have both Fireball and Storm Sphere. But yeah, I guess we have to do a Fireball.
No, you can do Storm Spear if you want. It might be more effective.
Let me just
Oh,
see. Yeah, Storm Sphere is a 20-foot radius sphere of whirling air springs into existence centered on a point you choose and in range. And I can cast it at 150 feet. The sphere remains for the spell's duration. Each creature in the sphere when it appears or that ends its turn there must succeed on a strength saving throw or take 2d6 bludgeoning damage. The sphere space is difficult terrain. Until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action each of your turns to cause a bolt of lightning to leap from the center of the sphere toward the one creature you choose within 60 feet of the center.
So 20 or 25 radius.
20. Also, creatures within 30 feet of the sphere have disadvantage at wisdom perception check. Made to listen.
There you go. There's your radius.
Yeah, and 30 around it. 30 around it can't hear jack shit, so they won't actually know where. So they will actually still be confused. So technically, we still have surprise.
Yep. Well, roll your damage. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As you throw up your arms and bring down the storm. A spherical storm. An orbular storm. Is that it? Just 2d6?
Yeah, 2d6 bludgeoning. Well, they must take a. So they must succeed on a strength saving throw, or to take 2d6. But it's the when my bonus action afterwards, I can keep sapping one creature for 4d6.
Yeah, I'm thinking Fireball might have been the better move here.
Yeah.
They still can't. They still can't hear anything. They don't know what's happening. Like you said, they can only see 60. They can't hear anything. They have a disadvantage on perception.
But they might have blind sense.
I swear to
No,
God,
no,
if you
no.
fuck this.
Wow, that's a lot of 20s. Your DC's now 15?
I believe it's 16 actually.
If
Hang
he's
on.
20 int and level 8,
Yeah,
then
16.
Okay, so that's 1.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6 saves.
Yep. But the weird thing is, they still all live. And those are just the twigs. These are for the Vine Blights. Only one save there. Okay, let's put this down to the map layer. Oop. Why did that happen? So, you guys better think about what you're doing next.
You had one job. One fucking job.
This is so far away.
Now for the
I know
needles.
what we can use to kill the trees. Water. Like,
It just amazed me that it didn't even kill the twig blights. None of them. So
Well,
what's your
massive 2d6 damage.
so what's your bonus gonna be? Who are you zapping?
Probably the lead guy here. Hang on. Oh,
Yep, I got you. Okay.
46.
That's better.
Does he get a save against it?
He's. Hang on. Let me just check again.
Well, fireball's 150 feet range.
Yeah,
It's
Fireball
also
probably would have been the option
Oh no, no.
here.
Sorry, I have have advantage on an attack roll. Attack is in the sphere, so I have to roll an attack.
Okay. As you watch
I'm just gonna-
the wizard put forth
I'm just
all of
gonna-
his magical power at
gonna
his
make
highest
it
spell,
save.
and
Oops.
everyone is still standing. So what does the storm sphere look like?
It is basically just there's like a little bit like it looks like there's this sphere just sending out occasional explosions, like little far-reaching thunder, but like close they are disrupting, but a little bit further it's not so bad.
Okay, so it
They
doesn't
kinda look like-
it doesn't obscure.
No, it doesn't obscure. What it does make ruined perception, like within a 30 due to just the flashing and the noise and such. So you have a hard time figuring out what is going on.
Okay.
It also makes the entire area into difficult terrain.
I'm just gonna cast Ray of Frost because it's easier just to roll with that.
Okay,
And
so
there's an
20
advantage,
hits.
So, yeah.
And so,
6 damage.
Okay. So it only did this. It only does 2d8.
Hmm?
Storm Sphere. It only does like what's the damage of that attack?
16. I rolled the damage
Okay.
before. It's 4d6.
the area of effect at the start is 2d6. And then as a bonus, he can strike with lightning from the center for 4d6. He's got advantage on this roll as long as they're inside
Yep,
the storm.
that's why you pop the spell card, so I can check it as well.
Oh, sorry, I thought I did.
Zarzul, you saw him muster all of his magical energy in the highest way, and they're all still there.
Okay, I'm going to muster all my magical energy as well and fire an arrow. And that square there, they are having a bad day.
Oof.
Alright. Dead. Dead, as these twigs are just shattered. They couldn't survive on a save. As you just launch the arrow high into the air, it sails through the magically distorted air of the storm sphere before smashing into the ground and then just bursting it. Great chunks of sharpened stone just erupting in short order. Just ripping apart various blights. So let's see here. And then 2d20. Alright, 1 success. So he has 2 HP left. 1 fail, he has no HP left.
Oh yeah, the sphere space is also difficult to range. Sorry about that. Let me just put the spell card here so you can actually just see. Hopefully that put it up. Yeah, now I can read it anytime
Oh yeah,
you want.
he isn't actually dead yet, but there you go. Zarzul launched erupting earth from his arrow, using early burial, leaving just
How
a
is that
single
one-
blight remaining.
Why
How is
couldn't you
that
do
one not
that?
dead yet?
Hmm?
How is that one not dead yet?
He has 2 HP left, because he managed to save
Wow.
against it.
He is mighty.
Yep.
I love how the ranger just totally just shat on your spell. Like, this is how it's done. Blink.
And it'll be at least 2 days before I can do that again.
Yep.
Oh, well,
It takes a while. But then if you look at the damage, it's quite powerful.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I just love how
3d12.
suddenly everything around that one guy is dead, and he's probably just like.
I'm just going to move these guys at the end of the round, so... Wolfgang. Is the Loyal Hound going to do anything?
I was going to try and spread out, but this is we're in a bloody box canyon here.
Mhm.
Oh dear. Wolfgang is going to move to the front and look semi-threatening and stay as far back as possible.
Alright. Malgern, you have nothing at this distance.
Yeah, but I've
Probably
got
should have invested in a bow at some point.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I have a spare longbow if you want it.
Hold on. I have a plan. That depends on how far out this is. Oh,
You
not
can
quite.
run 70 feet.
Yeah, it's 35. I'm gonna have to run this turn and then just hide. I'm gonna try to sneak up on them and then bag a boom.
That's about 7. That's 7. And I'll end my turn.
Let's get this lot out of the way.
Whoop.
Alrighty. And then, since it's top of the round, gonna move these guys. Let's see here. So these ones move at half speed.
Fast.
Yep.
5, 10, 15.
Oh no, that's not. That's you guys measuring shit. I thought that was Corvus measuring shit, and I'm like,
No,
oh, God.
if they're going up from the enemies, they're being measured.
Okay, yeah.
It also shows like the color of who's measuring. Like, see,
Okay.
mine will be
I
measuring,
see.
and see it's orange,
There we
and
go.
down at the icon is orange. So Corvus would be the light green.
Actually, yeah, they can't get any further than that. Alright, Rain, what's your big move?
Well, I am going to.
Just fireball. Just fireball.
No, I don't have fireball.
Oh, it should be mentioned. Each creature that ends its turn in the sphere must take another saving throw or take 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
It was a 13. Does the 13 hit him? Hit this guy? Or let me think.
Were you shooting this guy?
This guy.
This guy had 2 HP.
Yeah.
Oh well, I didn't know about that. So.
Yeah, it hits. He's dead.
Okay.
Well done. You
Rain
did.
feels very happy.
Yeah, you did 34 damage to this guy who had 2 HP.
He's just. I just watch as he's just. There's nothing left. It's just vaporized. Just a tiny pile of ashes where that guy once was.
These guys are dead. These ones were already in the sphere, so they took some damage and they can't save against this. Alright, that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Well, it doesn't say if it's half. So I don't know if it's full or just half the damage.
Oh, yeah, they could save against it. They won't, though.
Yeah.
Okay, then just for try, let's see, so 8.
Saving throw or take 2d6 bludgeoning damage. So no, it's save or sock.
And they're minus
Those are the
3,
best
so
spells.
I doubt it. Let's see.
There's a lot of ones.
3 of them live.
Yay!
All the rest, though, are smashed apart because they are mere bundles of twigs that would shank you in the knee repeatedly.
Not if I'm the same height.
No, they're smaller than you. They're actually tiny creatures.
Oh, okay.
You count as medium, just... I mean, you're technically small,
true.
but you'll bitch about it if you're not. Alright, and
I
then
don't know what the
for...
book says. You are right. I am a medium creature.
A lot of wasted 20s here. This could be done when I'm attacking you guys. So he takes damage.
Yeah, Pufflesworth, stop wasting your 20s.
Yep. He takes it. So keep in mind, by the time I come to your turn, you guys should know what you're doing now.
Oh, yeah. I tried to run as fast as I could, but I don't think there's going to be anything left by the time I get there.
Jesus, a lot of 20s. And the needle blights all take a bit of...
Storm Sphere sucks. Look how many 20s I just saved you from.
On the second round.
Yeah.
Alright.
What are they going to do? They're little twig fuckers.
Castalia.
Well, let's see. This is pretty far. Oh,
Yeah.
not too far.
does everyone have range but me?
Because you never picked up a bow despite having 3 decks.
But I have a tosser and a bag of boom.
It's really useful for a fighter to have a bow. You just can't go. You just have to put your shield away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to consider it. Maybe I should carry a bow.
Okay, that's 90 feet, so that's not going to hit. That's 30 feet, so that's definitely not going to hit, so...
You had quite a while to think of your turn.
I have a lot of options. Just none that are but bonus.
I had a lot of saves.
Yeah, but I guess you probably also wanted to figure out which one were alive and which one were dead. If I wanted.
Well, I'm going to do 2 Eldritch Blasts on the Chunky Boy here.
On the Viner, okay.
See, yep, advantages on his hit, so 1, 2,
Ooh.
Both foes hit.
1. Damn it! I have to change that.
Doesn't matter.
now.
Go again. I can ignore that. 22,
Okay.
as you unleash those dark bolts of energy and just punch horrible bleeding holes through the hide of the Vine Blight. It just slumps forward, pouring sap and blood.
And that'll be it for my turn.
Okay then. Time for the Twiggers. 10, 20, there we go. And they're going to run up here and mysteriously vanish.
But I saw them go in there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
10, 20, 30 dashes.
It's basically more that they're so tiny that you can't see them at the moment until they get closer.
Alright, that's Twig Blight's done. Siegfried.
Right, I'm going to move up. To there. I'm going to hide, as it were, to try and get advantage.
Do you really think you need to?
Yes, because I'm going to have to fire with disadvantage.
You're not really able to get much of a shot from where you are.
Pretty much.
Because you know you're on the cliffside where it's going down. So you got a lot of land in front of you here.
Oh, I thought it went up.
Can I see that one?
Nope, because this is in front of you.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he was elevated.
Yeah, difficult
feel
sometimes
like-
to see if it's going up or down.
Yeah, it's a little awkward,
Yeah.
but if you look over here, see how it's up on the
yeah.
cliff wall?
Yeah,
Way.
but I think it's mirrored, so he's elevated.
Yeah,
I
this is
recognize, I recognize this map.
Technically,
Well, in
they're
that
on the
case,
same
I'm going to
plane,
say
but-
then I'm going to just hold my action until I see something worth shooting at with my crossbow.
Don't know how you recognize it the first time you've used it.
This map?
Yep,
No, I've seen this map before.
not with
Yeah,
us.
Probably
I
not
thought
with
we
us.
used it.
Nope.
Are
Same
you
art
sure?
style on a lot of maps. It's from the same
It's-
dude.
Yeah, it's the narrow passageways there's where you can look at it from. It can either be like the center is rising, or the outsides are rising. Like it's either a valley or a hill surrounded by.
Well, come to think of it, you didn't even need to do stealth, Siegfried, considering they are blind out to this distance.
He just wanted to feel good.
No, he wanted to hide.
Also true.
Okay. You're not visible right now. Cornelius.
Oh, I'll just hold my action until then something pops out that I can shoot.
Yep.
Alright, now let's get a fireball in there. I'll just wait until Corvus makes the ring.
Well, there's no point. You can get all of them with that.
Oh, okay.
It's the same size ring as the other one. So
Basically, it's a
pretty
30-foot radius, isn't it?
much, Fireball's 20, I think.
Yeah, so
Uh,
yeah, it easily
20.
gets all of them.
20 foot. Yeah.
So that same token that you've got out already does the same thing.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Well, roll your damage.
8d6. Hang on.
From the looks of it, only a few of them have a chance to actually live.
Come on, max damage. Ooh, damn good damage.
Yep. Yep. He's dead without being able to save.
You also have to. Yeah, okay, I was about to say you need to do a save.
Nope. These needle blights do not have the HP to survive, as they are engulfed in this explosion. There's just a few shards just clumped down on them, but all of these vine blights have a chance. So that's 4.
Only one.
Only one lives.
And as a bonus action, I'll use the lightning sphere 4d6.
Strike that poor lone spot.
Well, he's got to hit him.
Oh yeah. Damn it.
He's still in the
Hit it.
spheres. You still get advantage.
Yeah, but I still have to do the actual attack roll. Hang on, I just used Repair Frost.
Yep.
8 damage.
More than enough. As the main blight convoy is destroyed.
Why couldn't you just start with Fireball? I feel like
No, because then I wouldn't have gotten the ones in the back. The tougher ones. We still have the little needle blights hiding in the trees in front of us, but whatever.
Yeah, we still have a few left alive.
Yeah, but they're easy enough to root out to the point where, I mean, they've got 1 HP apiece, really. So easy enough for you guys to ferret them out, smash them, just step on them.
Okay, do you want to have the honors of it?
yeah, I'm actually gonna step forward here and I'm gonna pull out the bag of boom. I'm just gonna lob something into those trees.
Okay. Roll technically with disadvantage.
Technically with this.
Yeah, just roll.
Hope you don't roll a 1.
Oh, I'm gonna roll a 1. Oh no. Okay, no. Okay,
Yep.
we fucking nailed it.
And there is just, I mean, you scorch the bush, but there's also 2 spots in it that just burst apart violently, as if some incredibly dry wood was hit by fire, and all the air pockets caught light.
I kind of just ducked behind the shield a little bit, like, no, okay, cool.
Yep. They are well incinerated. And as you all settle back, thinking, well, that was simple enough. Alright, well done. There's another column after that, but let's get breakfast now.
I was about to suggest the very same thing.
And Malgern springs back for breakfast.
Hey, here's the thing though. There's a bunch of those along the way. Well, that's how you get them, long range. When you can, anyway. Just be lucky there weren't any hiding about already. Once we get deeper in, there'll be a lot waiting in ambush, and you really can't spot them, even me with a lifetime of it.
Oh, we know.
But hey, well done. And on that simple note of an easy victory, we shall end this session of Rescue at Raxis tonight. Low-key, but can't always be a cliffhanger, can't always be a big dramatic moment. Sometimes it really is as simple as solving a bit of business.
Getting back into the swing of adventuring.
Sometimes just applying a fuck ton of magic artillery.
I mean, 2 fireballs would have solved it.
Yeah.
I wanted to test it out, Storm Sphere.
Just fireball.
So just how long does it take the Bagaboom to recharge?
A day.
A day.
Well, no, I
okay.
think I put it down to an hour, actually. I changed that, yeah.
I don't think that's in my. Oh, did I actually?
Dee-ba-doo. Let's have a quick look before we sign off. Oh, it's in my other Raxis file.
Because I can put it in the notes for reference.
Not that one. Not Salt Lash. Stone of Gravity. Funeral March and Straven Shroud. Glove of Lesser Phoenix. Bagaboom. Yeah, it takes 1 hour to replace the bomb. And of course, as you hold it up to your ear, you know that it is always, always giggling. But yes, with that, we're going to leave this session. And I think Scotch said you're not going to be back next week.
Yeah. I'll be at a wedding.
So we'll work out
have a
something to
good
do then.
time.
Thank you.
Oh, Rain, I didn't know you were going to a wedding.
Huh?
So no fireball this time.
I know, I'm disappointed.
We'll see how we go
Missed
next
his
week.
moment.
But for
You still
now,
got a fireball off.
yep.
It wasn't the same.
And yes, we'll be back later.